have the
Why don't we get an actual camera?
The one
Like a
that
camcorder,
one
like a
special
20-buck
one.
camcorder.
Do you have the examples?
Then I gotta
Yeah, I do
get
have some.
the card thing,
have, like,
and then it didn't work with, because I tried that,
Yeah,
and it
dude.
didn't work with a
I'll make
Chromebook,
these
because it had
special
Chrome
ones.
OS, and it had to work with like a Windows computer. Yeah, so it was messed up.
These are only known
Have you heard of
that she made, so
Nine-Night?
that's why I like it so
Nine-Night?
much.
.com.
No.
Here, I can show you the
Download
real
all the
It's
software?
really close to the actual one.
Or any OS? Any OS that's
Look up
compatible with, you can
the
download the software for,
Finder.
and it'll automatically detect it.
I feel like this isn't why I have a boyfriend. I talk about dicks too much.
No, you talk about broken dicks too much.
No.
I brought that up, and in her defense, I brought that up.
You didn't bring that up.
No, I'm too much of a man. Manly? Is you manly? What do you call that?
Man. No, guys talk about dicks sometimes.
No, that's why I'm.
Guys compare their dick size.
I
like how
LJ
LJ
now we're like, I don't know that's the thing.
No,
We
guys-
have like black people so like to be like, whoa.
No, guys think that their dicks are much larger than anyone else's
The real
dick.
one, but this
But,
one.
like, we don't, like,
Let me show you the.
Hands off, compare. No, we
No,
just,
have you
like,
seen the
say-
Game Grumps video? The D Club?
Remember the
You
car
heard that?
story with the PlayStation Eye?
No! Okay,
Dude.
so our slutty roommate's boyfriend was like...
No, don't call it a shame. Mark that from the record.
Okay, but
Mark that
her
from the record.
boyfriend was like, oh yeah, whenever I was like 8 years old, a friend of mine,
Yeah, I've
yeah.
always
Okay.
Like whenever I was like 8 years old, my friend and I used to go on PlayStation
I've
and then
never
like
had
take
anybody
pictures of our
who's
dicks
had
and
it.
show them to each other.
No?
That's illegal.
I know.
I've
And
never
they
played
can
it.
get arrested
No.
for having their own pictures on their
I
phone.
know. No, it was Pete. It was PlayStation.
Oh,
And
you don't
they-
do that with PlayStation.
And they used to like make it their characters. So they were like
Yeah.
playing as their, they were playing with each other's dicks.
Soul Calibur 2 as a dick.
But like girls can't. I feel like the only reason
feel
girls
like
don't do that is because ours
What do you-
aren't as accessible as like.
Mostly
I don't
inside.
understand.
Yeah, they're not really very accessible.
Yeah, you're like,
So like, look at my lips.
My pussy's wetter.
No, I actually get a, like, an actual, like, measuring stick and show them.
What here?
It should be the exact same.
What?
in-
No.
No,
No,
it depends
girls are
on.
shorter.
And also body size ratio.
No, I mean,
The fuck?
it should. They don't
She's
go
still on
as,
the
like,
fact
a
that
guy.
puts sticking wooden sticks up there.
Or a ruler.
Guys don't shove anything up
No,
there.
but they measure the length. So
Hey
they're
now,
measuring the
I don't know.
No, some people do. They're
Oh
weird,
no,
but
I remember.
I've seen so many.
Fucked up videos.
catastrophic.
I've seen
Catastrophic
like this
urethral
one
trauma.
video. It
Oh,
was
honey.
so weird.
Kari's
This
talking about
man
the snap
got an
box.
X-ray only to find, like, they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him.
I'm more than a
Because he had like extreme rectal pain. Come to find out, he forgot to tell them that he got a vibrator stuck up there.
A woman found
Yeah,
out that
perfectly remember.
her Buzz Lightyear
Yes,
toy was stuck up her ass.
No, I didn't put that one. That was on 3DS.
I wonder if in those cases they're like, oh, that vibrator, I forgot it was in my dick.
They're talking
That makes
No,
so
no,
much
it's-
sense.
a part of the game, but like they put.
Someone had a light bulb up their ass.
No?
That scrub
Well,
stuff
not like a
was it
dirty
full?
kind.
I was
but
about to
like
say,
a-
I'm
actually had a light bulb up there.
Hey, Brisky.
And like never broke.
Fan fiction period is.
If you take it out, it'll break.
I mean, it's occasionally.
So
good,
I
but
mean, did they
otherwise-
shit? Like, what happened?
I still have the original.
Couldn't.
They couldn't.
So
Really?
they
Did
went
they
to the
die?
ER and they got an X-ray and they were
Oh, this
like,
isn't the original game.
"You
This
have
was
a
actually
light
on PS2, but
bulb
this one came out
upgraded."
on
And they
Game
were
Boy
like,
Advance.
I had Red
oh, I
Oh,
suppose
yeah,
so.
Red One. Do you have a Red One yourself?
I had the first
Apparently
one.
they had to do surgery to get it out
I had the
because they
first
also had to be careful to
Game Boy.
not break
You know the
it
one where it's like
inside,
this big?
or else when they were
Yeah,
passed,
awesome. I love it.
everything would get ripped to shreds because
Have you ever heard
See, I've
of
always wanted to play it.
prolapse?
Like, it's not that I didn't want to play it.
I have.
Just never.
A little boy, my aunt owned a preschool, and I worked there for a while, but not when this happened.
Oh, the story would be so much better because I think I know where this is going.
He was about 2 years old,
So
and
good,
he
dude.
had intestinal prolapse, like at
That's
school.
honest.
And they were
Did you ever
changing his
play that
diaper, and
game?
they were like, "Oh my God!"
This is the original chain.
How is that
the
possible?
one that they came out with first.
And it doesn't really mean that you have anything. It could happen to you any day. It could happen to me.
Explosive internal diarrhea.
Axel does the same guy.
Women tend to do that with their uteruses after giving birth.
Put it to memory. Just.
That's why women have to lay in bed for like 3 days.
Here's my uterus.
I just
Fictional world.
That's gonna be
Yeah.
worse than major
That's true.
pneumonia.
Human birth is like the most fucked up of the animal birth.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
When Kingdom Hearts 3 releases, that's when
Because
that game is
I don't
the
really
pelvis isn't as big as the head.
This one. Or this one.
I think
Yeah.
we're
The
the
actual thing
only
you play
mammal
with, I don't
that's
So you don't
true.
have you ever
Yeah.
seen the original Fox
See, like
art?
when I was
Have you ever
example
seen the
number
original
1,
Fox art?
when I was born, my mom was in labor with me for 23 hours.
Box art.
My mother
is
was
the
technically in
art
labor with
that's
me
on
for
the box.
3 months.
I thought it was like the sleeve. I don't know.
Thank your mother.
Siri, look up
She
the
had
original
contractions
Kingdom
in
Hearts Fox art.
February.
Dear Lord.
I was
Siri's
born
like,
April
do you want
21st.
King Heart box cars?
Siri, look up the original Kingdom Hearts 2 box art.
Siri, what is 0 divided by 0?
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't really know how to put
Siri, what is purple?
Shut up!
Ask Siri what purple is. Siri, what is purple? Siri, what is purple?
I don't know what the fuck is up.
I hope the answer to that is like, these nuts.
Siri, who is running for president?
At that nutsack.
These nuts is running for president.
He's not.
That should be
I
his
voted for
slogan. He should be like, step that does it.
No.
Thank you.
He's 15 years old.
Do you think anyone's gonna vote these nuts?
I vote these nuts. for
I
president.
vote these nuts before I vote Donald Trump.
Oh gosh, yes.
These nuts.
I vote these nuts
Trump.
before I voted Hillary
at
Clinton
least
too.
these nuts are up front about
She's
being
so pretty.
being a dick.
Yeah, I mean,
I
what do you
Donald
think?
Trump
What would you
tried to
what would you
play
expect
Everyone
to
should
follow
do
these
it.
nuts?
Exactly.
Kyrie is
These nuts are a major movement and you need to be aware.
Do you think
Become
I'm
the pubic hair of these nuts?
Yeah.
These nuts.
I hate that so much.
I can't believe he got it. Like,
What is your
he's
opinion on
legally
Guardians of the Galaxy?
perfectly fine as a running. He can't be legally the president.
You could have
What do you
torn me
do?
apart at one
Come
point.
to your local
Thank you for
voting station and support these nuts.
These are 2 fingers that lift these nuts up into presidential status.
Say, he has little, like,
Lift these
White
nuts
House, like, pretend White House, and he puts them on the chair. These nuts for president.
Like he, no, if he gets elected, he just puts them on the table like, these nuts. Wait until he speaks to start Congress.
He walks.
There ain't nothing says like,
Guys,
these nuts are spoken!
Guys, technically he can be vice president because there's no restrictions for vice president.
Yeah.
He walks in the room,
So
and
he-
Obama wants to shake his hand, and he's like, "These nuts."
Oh yeah, no,
and he
no.
just waits to see like if Obama's really gonna like come down and like grab
Wait.
his
Will he have, will the person that these nuts are attached to have on a suit and then it's like his balls are out and then he has like a little
What these nuts is
little,
gonna wear, he's
little
gonna
nut
wear
top
it,
and
the
nut
nuts
sack
is gonna be
suit
like,
tie and then he's like walk around.
Shake these nuts.
And then he has like a little hand attached to these nuts. He's like,
Mr. President.
No, he's
No, it's like a marionette.
Hands on his
It's like a marionette.
That's gonna go.
oh yeah, no, he's gonna paint his dick
Dude.
like a tie.
What if he was voted for president?
He
And
couldn't
he
be
pulled down
president.
his pants and was like, "I have no nuts!" Like he revealed his name was D's nuts, but he had no nuts.
Well,
I'd be like, what? What if he had just
Everything I knew was a
lie. He just wore a suit.
Well-
Strap on ball sack.
He like removes his face. He's really like a pair of nuts controlling like a robot body.
That'd be so good.
It's still a 15-year-old kid. You didn't know that.
These nuts versus Scooter Boy.
That's the original. Hey, that's the original comic of Spider-Man.
What?
The OG Spider-Man.
Okay, who is this character right here?
That's Spider-Man.
No, it's not. Read the shirt.
It's Spider-Man. That's Spider-Man.
What does Spider-Man say?
The Fantastic Four, they come try.
And then what does it say down here?
Extra add attraction. Spider-Man meets the Fantastic Four as the Chameleon strikes.
He is the chameleon. That's the whole point of the shirt. Is that people were like, "Oh, cool, Spider-Man," and it's like, no. If you read it, It's the chameleon tricking the Fantastic Four.
It's great because Spider-Man also can't be part of the Fantastic Four or the Avengers now.
Yeah, really.
Spider-Man got fucked.
Oh, well, he's
No, he's in the Avengers now.
Yeah.
But he's also magic and radioactive. He's magic. That's where he got his powers from. Was a magic spider that was also radioactive.
Now, where is that from, the magic spider thing?
See, if it was just a radioactive spider, we would all.
So he was magic, the spider was magic first, bit someone, then was radioactive by the experiment that we all know and love, bit Peter Parker, ran off, bit a girl.
Because I know about that girl who got
Right, and so it turns up that the first guy that was bitten by the spider, his weakness was magic. So Spider-Man could beat him with, his weakness was radioactivity.
Who was the guy who got bit by the magic spider?
I don't know, Spider-Man killed him, or didn't kill him.
Dang it, I gotta Google that now. That's
Also, Spider-Man's junk is radioactive, and so is his sperm, so he kills Mary Jane with
cancer.
ovarian cancer after they have sex and try to have a kid, and then she dies.
That's in a graphic novel thing. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
They also undid their marriage by the devil,
Yeah, I remember
killing
that.
their daughter.
Mhm.
That never happened to
Wouldn't he
save
be
Aunt
sterile
May.
because he's radioactive?
Maybe. But she sure as hell is dead because of him.
Have you ever thought about Superman?
Superman. Superman
Like,
could, like...
does his penis have like superpowers?
No, that's
They made
just
a
it. That's
comic
just
about
it.
that
I don't
too.
think he has the same sexual organs as human.
Oh,
No, he
yeah.
does. He does. He had a kid with Lois Lane.
I did a video
No.
with Cade where we listed
Those
all the
ones
times in
talking about-
comics where Superman had a kid. Superman, I think, has gotten more play in the comic book universe
Well,
than anybody else.
one of his kids is a genetic clone of him and Lex Luthor, so he doesn't count, but the others do.
There's a
Whoa,
story.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Yes,
That's what Superboy is. Superboy is half human, half Kryptonian.
Lex Luthor and Superman's DNA mixed together
So,
and grown.
as a
He had a
clone.
baby with.
Yeah.
And
Every
okay,
gay man's
now-
dream.
Every gay man's dream, Superboy.
There's a Superman story where Superman has like a half mermaid, half Kryptonian kid. And I'm like, how do you even bang a mermaid, Superman? Getting mythical creatures and shit.
Yeah, how would Aquaman have sex?
Aquaman has a dick.
But how would Aquaman have sex?
With who?
Atlanteans are human.
Atlanteans are.
He
no,
has
they're not.
legs.
They're not
and a
human, but
dick.
they're human.
Oh, they
They're
are.
not human.
They have legs and
Okay.
Yeah, they're like humans.
openings.
Cool. Alright.
Oh, speaking of which,
Did you say all?
I'm gonna share how
Openings.
awesome Aquaman is after this.
Aquaman
So you guys.
can summon a shark 40 miles inland.
Stay tuned for more content.
And penis. And can perfectly control his powers. So it's fine.
Even
But
in
you
the
feel bad.
moment.
Well, like, yeah, there's a difference because you could like say, hey, I'm not gonna do this, and then all of a sudden, and like you're not you.
There's a Superman comic where he makes a sex tape with Varda.
That's right. Wait, no. All they have to do, right?
Isn't there a
All they
comic
have to do
where he has
is
sex with
wear a
Wonder
kryptonite
Woman?
ring.
Where he has sex with Wonder Woman.
And then he's
I
incapacitated.
know
Well,
in
not
1952,
incapacitated, but
him
we
and
can.
Wonder Woman were a thing. I'm not sure if they banged, but they could.
No.
Superman-
Superman when exposed
He can function as a person.
He can function as a regular human.
So
With
then wouldn't he
slightly
have, like, the
stronger
same-
because of his anatomy is used to like 10 times gravity, and the rest of his powers from the sun. His powers given to him from like living on Krypton, like being able to jump higher and run faster and be stronger, or just from the gravity.
Well, they've made it all related to sunlight now.
But
when
once
he
the
does,
sunlight disappears, though, or once the ring's on, he goes back to being a regular person.
wait, what ring?
Kryptonian ring, or Lana's Kryptonian necklace.
Wait, we're talking about Smallville.
Lana has a kryptonite necklace in the regular one too. She did, and then it got destroyed, which is unfortunate. But I figure if they're gonna bang, they would have that essential protection. Of
A kryptonite
ring.
condom?
No.
Oh,
like your ring on their finger that could like.
That would be
it
the
would
most
weaken
boring
him.
sex ever if you put kryptonite on his penis.
Not if
You
it
would
was
die.
red kryptonite.
Oh.
It has a different effect every time.
Make
You don't
it
even know
angry.
what's gonna happen.
Oh my God! It could make it more powerful.
Oh no.
Shit, that would.
It makes him more potent.
This is going It's like a
If
pie
it's
chart.
a sperm superpower, can I break through the condom?
No, no.
You just can't even see.
If you could be any superhero while you're having sex, who would it be?
While having sex?
Yeah, like you automatically get the power of
Catwoman.
that superhero.
You know Siler from Heroes, the guy who cuts over people's heads? That one.
Why you
I want to be Flash. The reason why is because
Finish.
Flash can make any part of
Finish first.
himself vibrate. That's the one thing.
Okay.
If you can make yourself vibrate, you are automatically both
Finish
a
it first.
male
Alright,
lover
yeah.
and a vibrator.
Okay, okay,
finishes
yeah,
first.
I understand. I'd be Catwoman.
If you
Yeah,
could
you'd always
clone
do
yourself,
first.
you could like have like a version of you like working every part.
Please tell me it sounds like a drill.
Who's the
Not
one
bad
that
movie.
can split in like a million?
She's the one who gets dry her out.
Billy
He's gonna
Billions.
drill that pussy.
I would be Billy Billions.
Is that Billy Billions? Whatever.
I'd be.
Trying to drill that ass to the wall.
The guy
I'm
who
that
ends the
super
enemy
villain
that
from
puts
the
the like
Incredibles at the
15
end of the
different
movie.
versions.
You don't know what
I'd be
drill
that
pussy
one.
hard, sorry.
It's like, not good.
Maybe not Catwoman.
Or 4-way.
Anything.
Or 5-way. And just have 16 clones of myself waiting in the background.
Who would?
Can I be a female version of a male?
I know who I would be.
Yes.
Can I be a
Either
female
that or I'd
version
be
of a male?
Yeah.
No, there are no.
fantastic. Like you can just make anything grow.
Poison ivy.
Oh.
Would you bang Poison
You
Ivy?
might want to
If
get
Poison
yourself
Ivy
tested.
legitimately came to you and was like,
You'd
wanna
have
do
no
it?
choice.
Like, would you do it?
You would have no choice.
If she didn't pheromone you, like she gave you the option,
Oh.
would you tap that?
No, I wouldn't. I would like no.
You would get poison ivy on your dick.
Well, that depends.
Depends. You
Can you wear a
control
full
it.
body?
What's the
Full
point?
At that point, what's the point?
Full body condom.
Like everything's slippery.
Everything's slippery.
You might as well just cover yourself in plastic
Yeah.
or melted butter on you. It has the same
No,
Can I
I
include
would
effect.
supervillains?
I don't know what I would
Yeah,
be, 'cause,
super
like,
I
I feel like all female
Deadpool?
superheroes are pretty much just sex toys.
What?
So I feel like if I picked anyone, it would be like,
Deadpool?
oh yeah.
Oh, I was about to say, you would fuck Deadpool.
No, Deadpool's ugly as hell.
What Deadpool power would I want during sex? Do I have a girl who's like super crazy? She just like bites limbs off me, and I'm like, oh, alright.
She rips your dick off and like.
Another one.
And that's like,
Like
I would have
she's a
loved that
dominatrix.
anyway.
Or you could rip your
something.
dick off and just go,
Hey,
Oh
look at all
yeah,
these
yeah.
dudes.
You start ripping off dicks. You're like, yeah, it's like yin. Yeah, it's like yin.
No,
Yin
because
bang,
when
like the same guy.
You
Ooh,
have
ooh,
access
ooh.
to hammer space, right? So you'd just be able to pull literally anything out.
Dude, then
At any time.
I'd rather have like Bugs Bunny powers, so. You can do whatever during sex, right?
Oh yeah, you can
Eating
climb.
a carrot and being
Hold up, I
weird.
gotta go to my side bitch's house. You like put a hole in the ground, you like jump in and
No,
jump
no,
out.
Wile E. Coyote. You
No,
never
no.
finish. You never get to go.
No, what if Bugs Bunny was actually like a female? What? No.
Lola Bunny?
Yeah, Lola
Yeah.
Bunny, basically. And she's talking to Bugs. What does she say during sex? Like, yeah, what's up, cop?
That's with a penis in her mouth.
Yeah, but she's holding. Yeah, what's up, cop?
She always uses teeth.
Bugs is just looking down like, yeah, peel that carrot.
No, have you guys seen the Family Guy episode
What's he
where...
did?
He finishes and he's like,
That's all. No, but like the Family Guy episode where Brian and Stewie by the old house, and he's like, it's so old you can hear the mice having sex in the walls, and you hear Mickey Mouse. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh.
Eeyore.
Oh.
No, Eeyore literally has a nail in his anus.
Up and it's pinned to him with a thumbtack.
No, it's just always like that.
Eeyore's dick is pinned to him with a thumbtack.
back on. Don't
Thanks
do it.
for having sex with me.
His dick falls off again.
I'm a little depressed.
I have a video.
I love Eeyore.
Ooh, stay tuned for more content.
You have a video?
No.
I had a Winnie the
Yeah.
Pooh themed bathroom up until I was.
I actually do like where you're going. Because he's imagine like
Frozone.
Billy Baston at like 18
Where
and
is
he's
my
like
super
getting it,
cool?
and then he's like,
There you go.
So that
Work
is
it,
like a
work it,
12-year-old?
work it.
I am the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
Guys, she should be in Incredibles too.
Who?
The wife.
Yeah, I know,
Ooh,
right?
Yeah, she got a nice ass. Like when she gets stuck, oh my
No,
God.
not Helen.
Not Helen.
Frozone's wife.
Helen.
Frozone's wife. Fuck no, man.
I'm talking about this is incredible.
It's incredible.
I like how LJ is
Really?
be like, oh.
Guys, Violet just like disappears.
I love Violet.
yeah,
Like, if
like,
I could
you
have
can
anybody.
see your own.
If I could have anybody's superpowers, it would be Violet.
You would
Tyler
probably treat
from
people
Zero.
I would. I totally would. This is
After
the best part.
He
So
finishes
here's
getting on
here's
those
the
house.
thing. She could be fucking some guy in bed, and then as soon as before they walk in, she can make him go invisible and go because she has that superpower.
Yeah. So like, if you're self-conscious, there's nothing to be worried about.
Or she can put both of them invisible, but then again, the parents would go.
Oh, that'd be so cool. You could have sex in public and be like, "Ah, we're fucking on the grocery."
Wait, wait, wait,
They're not
hey.
silent.
Like you could go to Walmart,
Hey,
but
you're
you
not-
could be.
You could be. She could make you silent.
What if the
Yeah.
jizz couldn't be invisible?
I mean, yeah,
yes,
that's
What is
just
this stuff
everywhere.
coming out of there? Is that white? The
Wait,
kid
but-
walks by. Hey, it's cream.
Wait.
No, you would
Does
definitely
it
have
stay
like.
in
You
her
couldn't
though?
grab it.
Like, I don't think it would go out of
Nope,
her.
not if you have it.
Well, this jizz is like coming out of his invisible penis into her
No,
invisible
he-
body, but the jizz itself is invisible.
Well, but like all of
I
the
feel like-
all of the other fluids, like everything that she ate and drank that day, is also invisible.
Yeah, but that's in you, and then
It's
So
in
is
her.
semen.
yeah, but it's coming out of him and into her.
Wait, but what if he's
Yeah,
wearing
but
a
that
condom?
transaction is still.
Well, anything that he wears. would
Okay,
be
then yeah,
invisible.
everything within that vicinity.
But what if he pulls out?
Oh yeah.
But
Just,
Yeah.
just like the water
she
scene.
made it
Yeah,
invisible.
that makes
so,
sense,
Like,
yeah.
On her?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that
Uh-oh.
would
be
be.
able to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you drink things that went into you is what I'm saying. I
No,
mean, no,
but
not
I
would
mean-
you drink them. Would
Yeah.
you see things that went into you?
I feel like you would.
Then you
No,
could see the
Well, I'm
semen.
sorry, I feel like you would not.
Oh.
No, I don't think so. As soon as you're like, as soon as it becomes part of you, you wouldn't. But like, if you just like picked up a rock and then ate it, as soon as it like went into your mouth, it would go invisible.
Okay.
Like once it like.
Like, it's almost like, you know, with Harry's invisibility cloak, it's the same premise.
Exactly.
If you get within that vicinity,
Exactly.
it becomes invisible.
But if it's like.
I like that comparison.
Hey, by the way, one
With-
more
with
bad.
penis.
I had some guy in high school tell me this from. Imagine Helen having her kids, but she's.
She could just stretch them out.
Wouldn't that be easy?
That'd be pretty
Yeah,
nice.
she's like,
Stretch out her ovaries and pull them out.
That'd be pretty nice.
Think of
Actually,
their baby
oh,
grown
no.
up and a
No.
man.
Tampons wouldn't hurt.
No, guys, my question is. My
Nothing
question
would
is,
hurt.
The umbilical
Would
cord.
she feel his dick?
No, she could shrink.
Yeah, she could shrink. She could make it
Shit.
tighter and tighter if she
Shit.
wanted to.
No dick's a problem for her.
Man,
Hey, no, my question is.
just for the convenience, I want that.
So the infant, like the super babies, don't have they're not born with powers. They develop them.
I think
No,
that-
Jack Jack has them.
No,
I
no,
think
no, but
Jack
he
Jack's
didn't have
powers
them
are
when he was
flux.
born.
I think that's
He
what
did, but he didn't show it.
Because I feel like when
Yeah,
he gets older,
but
it's gonna
here's
be
the
like
thing, like
one. It's
they
not
don't
gonna be all
like
one.
they're not like so
They're not
on the
paired.
umbilical cord. Could you like tell like would her umbilical cord be like super stretchy on one half and then like
Oh, yeah.
I see what you're saying.
so like is that a way like you could test some of the powers? Like
That's
you're
pretty
trying to
cool.
cut it,
Frozone
you're
has,
trying
like,
to
a
cut it,
frozen
and then like
umbilical
they have invincible like rock hard skin like Jack Jack.
No,
with this weird inflex.
If that was the case, then Mr. Incredible's cord, you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't have cut it, right?
No,
No,
you can
Mr.
cut
Incredible.
Or maybe
No.
maybe they're all of their powers are in flux until they
No,
reach.
all
That's
their
what I'm
powers.
saying. I think they're in
Like,
flux.
No,
until
here's the
they
thing.
get
All their
older.
powers developed.
Yeah, so.
Because
Jack Jack
there was a
doesn't
different
have-
story. There was a different story where you know the main enemy in The Incredibles, right?
Yeah.
He was actually
Syndrome?
Yeah, Syndrome.
He actually wasn't going to be a kid in the beginning. In the original concept of the movie, they were going to have Violet first. And once they had their first kid, Violet, he was going to be the main antagonist coming in and then take Violet.
Yeah.
But Violet didn't have any superpowers yet until like she was about to get stolen. Right before she was about to get stolen, she went invisible like that. And he was like, "What the fuck is going on here?"
And then Dash ran away.
Right in there.
Yeah.
Dash must have just run away.
No,
Yeah.
Dash wasn't in that
Dash
part that
wasn't
he's
even
talking
born.
about.
Yeah, I know,
Violet's
but if
the
he tried to
oldest.
steal Dash, like if that's real love,
That's
he
true.
couldn't
You
run
couldn't
away.
steal. You couldn't really
Steal Dash.
Yeah, but I feel like you couldn't. I mean, obviously you can't really steal Jack either. I mean,
Well, maybe
You
I like
can,
your theory.
just don't
that
it'd be
they're all-
really fucking hard.
I like his
Well,
theory.
you
that
have
they're
to
all
well,
like
you have
flux
to
until
really
he
calm
finishes
down
the
and make him
development.
trust you because he's still a kid. He's still a baby. And he's like,
I
Oh,
feel
okay,
like-
it's true.
Like they're in
like
flux
he'll-
until they develop and like settle
Yeah,
on
but
a
I feel like
superpower.
he'll lose some of his awesomeness if he like he could only turn into flames.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so brutal.
Jack
I feel
is
like
gonna like fall
he's
out.
gonna
He's gonna
be
get
more.
one thing.
He's a,
You know,
but he's a
incredible
complete
spirit
animorph
coming out,
though.
right?
You know what's kind of weird?
That could be a superpower was to just be like
He's a-
change
he's a
into,
morph.
I think
That's what I thought it was.
I think
Maybe
I'm
it's like an
Because he didn't
elemental
just
thing.
turn into flames, he turned into
He
fucking
turned into
lead.
a
Yeah,
human
but I'm
being,
saying
too.
like if
I
it's
think
such
he- I think
fluctuation
his might
and he
be like
didn't
an
feel
And he
elemental.
also
himself
turned into
once.
Satan
Oh, I think
himself.
it's awesome.
Maybe
Yeah.
his superpower is like just like elemental.
No.
I
If you
think
guys
no,
watch
no.
the special features
I-
thing, like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
extra
yeah,
thing,
yeah,
Jack
that's
has
cool.
a shit ton of power.
Yeah, he
I know
does
what it
everything
is.
that poor babysitter.
I know what.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
right.
sure I know what's going
He
on.
Okay, explain.
Yeah.
I think I know what's going on.
But that's
It's
good.
almost like
So he
it's
can change
based
his weapon
upon
or
his
composition.
emotion.
What if the powers
When
are
you know how
just
kids
either
get
kid?
they just
Like,
sit
they just
down
keep
there
cycling.
they have
Yeah, and then they
ways.
settle.
That's
They
what
settle.
happens.
But
when
they
you
could
turn
settle
into
on,
lit.
like, a
when he's
flip
throwing a
more.
temper tantrum.
Yeah.
So it's
he's
hard to
a-
base
Because he
off
could
of
be,
his
you know, he could be
emotions,
a
not
exactly in
based
his
off
mental
him.
state.
Kid from-
That
Well,
makes
I
So
sense.
he's like
I
a
think that
baby Hulk,
maybe-
but cooler.
Yeah.
I think that I think that maybe because they didn't know what Jack's power was, they didn't know what Dash's power, they didn't know what Violet's power was. Maybe that's because the babies like have like flux.
I don't think
I
they're in
feel
flux. The only reason why I
That's true.
disagree with my thought from before is that wouldn't they have
Well, we've
seen
only
this
seen
with
one
Dash
baby.
and with Violet?
But they
Well,
Well,
no,
they're
no, but that would be
no,
the thing.
here's the
They
thing.
wouldn't know
They
the
caught it
power.
early.
But they
That's
remember
what
they
caught
thought
it early.
they thought that Jack didn't have any powers.
So maybe
So
it's
it
a
means
flux.
that he probably wasn't in flux because they would have noticed it.
Yeah.
You
Well,
also
here's
gotta
the thing.
think
They
that-
caught Violet and Dash early. Like
Yeah.
I said, like very early on. Like
I mean, and they
months
said
after
that,
they were
though.
born, they were like, "Oh, where's our child? You know, where they're at?" And you hear the laughter and stuff. And they're like, our child has superpowers, but with Jack,
It
they're
must be a
like,
recessive gene then.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
the
and
thing-
who's to say that like they're not the first superheroes that they know of to have kids?
Well, the thing
Exactly.
is though, if you think about
Well-
it, they were pretty sure that Jack didn't have powers. But if he's basing it off of emotion, Jack was always happy.
That's true.
Jack was a
Jack
very
was
happy
fine.
baby.
Yeah.
So like when he like loses all of his shit, he turns into like devil baby or rock hard baby.
So
or
maybe
flame baby.
he's like a morph that can like
Yeah.
like Kevin from Ben 10.
Yeah.
Now there are
I
some
never watched
weird
that, but I
powers
know what you mean.
that
I
I
know
think
what
he was
you're
out with that
Kevin
because he's
11.
always,
Kevin
even
11.
when they were fighting and stuff at the kitchen table and stuff, he was still.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he never showed it. because of the
Because
fact
he
that
never
he-
wanted to hurt anyone. He
Yeah.
wasn't
Exactly.
like
It's based
dying
upon
of
the
fire
emotion
or
Yeah.
mental state.
Now, what
My
about
favorite
the
part of
Jack?
that scene is when she's feeding him and he's like, "Mom, you're making weird faces again."
Now what about the Jack special feature thing where it's just a
Or-
babysitter with him?
That's true.
And he also uses weird powers in that they don't have
Like
to
he,
do with
like,
morphing.
floats.
He
Well, maybe
phases
it's
through
because
walls
he's
and
missing
floats
his
and
mom.
stuff.
Maybe it's because he's missing.
Well, if he can, but my solution works if he like can morph. All he does is he morphs into gamma rays and can float through walls.
So it's like a radiation morph kind of thing?
Like he can morph into
Well,
like he can change his body's
but-
chemical composition.
But
and
at the
that's it.
same time, if he was, we think he was happy in that, but the story makes it seem like Jack has never been left with anybody that wasn't in the family because Violet and Dash were supposed to watch him, and then they freaked out whenever they were like, "You hired a sitter for our baby," and then like, so then maybe he was upset that they left him.
Maybe it only works around other people too.
No.
No, I mean that sounds weird, right? But the only 2 times we know about Jack using his powers
Yeah, that's
is around
true,
the
he never-
babysitter and
Well,
then around
it could be
Syndrome.
because he like is just more inherently happy. No, we definitely know it works around his family.
Well,
Because when
Well, here's the thing
Mrs.
also, I think the
Incredible,
special-
Mrs. Incredible goes to rescue him,
That's
Yeah,
true.
I mean, he does
he's definitely
have
got
powers.
activated, and he definitely sees his mom.
No.
And it's activated.
But she doesn't see him.
She doesn't see him.
The
but he-
baby is furious because this guy is going after both of them.
Yeah.
It's not based off of her.
Yeah, it's not based off of
the
their
guy that's
proximity. It can't be
near
based
her.
off of their proximity.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
but she could be like once they're in the family, like all together.
Yeah, once he
doesn't
gets
he may
have
calm
that
down
thing.
and like
Yeah.
lose his power.
Until he like masters his powers.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the idea that like some outside
Also,
force has like a
his
thing on
powers
him
are
and he,
so
like, uses
volatile that them being linked to baby emotions makes sense.
Well, also think about this, in the special scenes, think of the in-between as well, because he was asleep.
That's
When
true.
Cynthia was holding him. And why
Maybe
would
he
he
had
be
a-
asleep if no one was there? Because that's calming a baby down, or else he'd have to knock him out. We didn't see anything about
she said she finally got him down.
Yeah,
down
the
and
babysitter
she
did
ran
say
away.
that, and then
Yeah,
she said
she-
a new sitter came up, thank goodness, and like hung up the phone or whatever.
Yeah.
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 And then he doesn't actually
As for
activate
Sitter,
until he's...
it was originally
Yeah,
gonna
but
have
she
DS,
actually,
you
but
know
she
what?
wasn't a part of the family unless they.
Well, remember
Well,
during the
he's
special
also-
features, he's using all those
He's
powers.
also a
with the
little baby that's been constantly using powers. Babies go to sleep after a while.
And
Yeah,
I'm pretty
they
sure
do,
it takes
that's
a lot of
true.
energy to like go through all.
Oh, I'm
that
sure.
information.
I'm sure going through all those emotions and
That's
abilities,
true.
that would take a
Because
shit
babies
ton of time.
sleep like at least 18
And like,
hours a day.
imagine, like, Dash eats, we know Dash eats a ton of
Shit
food.
ton of calories, yeah.
And Mr. Incredible eats a lot of food too, especially once it
Yeah.
starts working out again. We don't know much about Violet, but probably she eats more than regular. And Miss Incredible.
No, she didn't.
Oh,
She didn't,
No.
because they're like, why are you touching your food? I'm not hungry.
That's true, she doesn't eat much.
But I feel like you.
But that
She
was
doesn't
the
have
thing about
physical
emotions,
powers.
too.
But the thing is, like, she
She
has
doesn't
to
have the
exert her
powers.
energy on things. So for force field.
So
I'm
maybe she,
thinking-
but she doesn't
Well,
ever
that
use
was
her
a
powers.
certain case though.
Yeah, she was
But
like,
she
I'm
was
not
upset.
hungry. She was upset.
That's true.
You know, it's weird that everyone else has a physical power except for Violet.
Incredible.
Violet's is more like a mental thing.
Mrs. Incredible.
Mrs. Incredible stretches, Mr. Incredible
Hers is-
like exerts strength, Dash runs, and
Jack
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 can
is
like
fucking
whatever.
But technically, isn't when she goes invisible? physical?
It
I
is.
mean, but what muscle is she stressing?
No, because
That's
this,
Like, what is
true.
she doing other
Well,
than like
no,
using
she's
the
Investing her
invisible?
brain
I think
Exactly.
I think
You don't
she
know
the
exerts
only
the
reason
forces
why-
out of her hands.
She can have like a higher mental capacity.
We only
I
use
feel like
that
she
to
probably
use
would.
when she's
Like,
a higher mental
she was
capacity.
the
No,
one
we
that,
use
like-
100% of it.
She was the
Okay.
one that was
Not
really
all at
happy.
once.
Yeah, not all at once.
We use like
But-
90% of it. We use
But
like
she's the
50%
one
of
that
it
came
at
up with
once.
the idea
Is what
that
we're
she
thinking
used
on,
one
and the
of
rest of
jets
it's used
that could make
like
it to
in, like,
downtown.
And she was
military
the one
things.
that
Actually, no.
she
Like, we
escaped
can
from that
utilize
whole thing by
100%
using
of
her
our
force
brain.
fields and like flipping over.
There's a portion right that does nothing. Literally does
Oh,
nothing.
yeah, that we
but
can't
it
do.
can cure certain diseases.
Yeah.
Like if you put like liquid that's in it, you just take it out, and I think there's certain cases where like
We don't need to
will
be
grow.
as tolerant to disease as we do.
No,
We
will
did
grow
before.
like the nerves back in your
Yeah.
hand.
It's all about fixing nerves, and if
Yeah.
you get tons of brain damage, it'll like leak and fix those also.
Yeah.
To an extent.
Yeah, as much as we can expect. So here's the thing. I think what happens is like, you know, when she like sticks her hands out, and that's how she supports the orbs.
Mm-hmm.
I think like maybe like.
Well, that's also physical because she's like physically drained.
But
So-
she's obviously not a strong girl.
I'm
So I
not.
think what happens is maybe it just like
Also-
boosts her power,
I think
like
the
super magnifies it,
One
Yeah.
more, one
and
more
then
think
like
it's
stretches
necessary.
it around.
What's your thought?
And one more thought. Remember when the robot was trying to crush her, and then
Yeah.
and then as soon as she was just like, and just passed out.
She does pass that.
That's true.
That is a thing.
So maybe it's, but it seems to
It could
me
either
like
be
her
mental
powers
or
are
physical.
really
It
emotional.
has to be mental.
Because
I
remember
still
when the
feel like
plane was,
it's
I feel like they're emotional because whenever the plane was going down, she's like, I can't create a force field, and her mom was like, shut up and do it. And
I
it's
feel like that was highly psychological.
yeah.
It
But
makes
like,
sense.
I feel like when the robot was
trying,
falling, she
and
was like,
she's
oh my
like,
gosh,
"Work."
my family's gonna die, and she finally did it.
No,
Or
she
like,
did-
She
power
did
to
it
do it.
multiple times.
Well, no, because until
It's
then
not-
she hadn't made a force field bigger than like a soda can.
Yeah.
Well, but when
No,
she
she has.
Jack, well,
But not one
Jack,
that was
Her
like,
and Dash is
not a
useful.
orb.
She made one that
Like,
was
she
big enough
wasn't-
for
Her
for
and
her
her brother.
and Dash, and went at the same speed as Dash.
yeah.
No. But that was
It was a
after the
hamster
plane.
ball.
She doesn't
That was
rotate
after
it
the
though.
plane. Until
It was
the
a
Dash
plane.
hamster ball.
rotates it. That's not the same.
Until the
Yeah, but she
plane
can
though.
And also
keep
she
it
can
the
lift
same
it
size
while
as
she was
she.
inside the ball.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
true.
zero.
So what I'm
it was
thinking
zero
is like,
G, but at the same time, Dash
like
was
she's
running.
like, she can like push out like her psychic force from like her limbs and stuff.
Yeah.
And so like that way, like she was just kind of like floating in the hamster ball
That's
that he
fair.
was running across, and then like the ball, she has to like do the thing to support all
Yeah,
of
but
the
if you've
stuff.
ever seen her when she bends her
Yeah, she bends her
elbow,
arms.
it shrinks. So it's like basically
So I think it like
it helps because like when she was getting lower, it started to shrink.
so like maybe like
I still think that's
it sounds
psychological though.
like maybe
I
it's
feel like it, yeah.
it could be.
Yeah, I feel like Master Violet could just be like, but without even
thoughts.
having to move.
Like
Just like
thoughts,
make
just like, and then like the whole table just
Like a Professor X type of thing?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, we're sitting here talking about
Could Professor X
Incredibles instead of
mind fuck you?
X-Men.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We'll hold that.
Incredible.
no,
Stay
he's not.
tuned for
He
more
doesn't
content.
have to tell like genetics.
No.
Does
Violet
Edna
was
from The
trying to go
Incredibles know everything?
with their mother.
Well,
She put the suits in there anyway. Now,
Yeah, she did.
she didn't put Jack Jack's suit, which would
Wait,
make sense, because
so
she would just
maybe
like give
it's
her all
not
the
so
suits.
much as predicting powers as it is clairvoyance.
Maybe
I think it could be an equal.
or
out,
both. Maybe it's both.
She
Maybe
could have
she
like
can
divine
tell-
wisdom.
Maybe she knows what people are gonna do. And
What if she's like, you know,
Remember when Edna was like, "You come here for the new suit," and then he's like, "No, I just want it patched." It's like, "You want a new suit."
You want to do
And then like
You
the
get a
mom
new suit.
shows
You
up
get a
and
new
it's like,
suit.
"I made suits for your whole family before you even arrived. Here you go."
Right, and I feel like she would have 10 times more suits for like everybody else.
She did.
Exactly, so like she thought about it before.
So maybe.
Like,
This
hey,
is not mine.
No, that's mine.
Cheers. I figured it was mine.
So maybe she. I think she like. Maybe like. Well, first off, the question is, where does superpowers come from? Is it genetic?
In The
Is it-
Incredibles,
Yeah, is it genetic?
they go to your kids.
Is it random?
It can't be random.
It
I
could-
think it.
Or is it like a
random.
recessive gene?
Because it's not the same, it's not like strength plus flexibility equals speed and visibility, force fields, and whatever
Yeah.
the fuck you want.
It must be a gene that causes an irregular something.
Yeah, an irregularity within the DNA that causes some
Maybe-
type of
maybe it's
reaction
like a
that causes
gene that
this
allows
causes
higher
that
chances
later
of
on, and then
mutation.
boom.
Ah,
It can cause your whole body to do.
I mean,
mutation
I'm actually
is-
gonna call
no.
bullshit on genetics
Because
for
there
this
is
one.
some genetics nowadays.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
No, but
like
you know that-
it does.
X-Men
It
is
does.
like, it's genes, and then me and my dad will be like, really nigga, Nightcrawler like teleports. What gene is
Nightcrawler.
that?
Nightcrawler. He goes the.
Nightcrawler the fucking name.
He's blue.
He's a fucking name.
Darwin.
That's all
X-Men?
mystique.
Yeah, he just, that sounds genetic though, like adapting to things.
Like instantly adapting, and then he died. I wanted him to be a thing.
Yeah, Darwin was cool as fuck. Laser vision doesn't make any sense genetically. What is that?
Yes, it does.
What
I don't know.
What gene is that?
The opposite eye gene.
My dad was like, at one point in the comics, they explained
Wait,
that
what if
Cyclops'
it's
eyes
just
were
a
like
gene
another
that
dimension,
like,
and they just
instead of,
release
like,
energy
refracting
constantly.
light
I'm like, that doesn't make
so
any sense.
it actually does it both
It
ways.
does the other way.
Like it does it both ways. Like instead of light coming inwards and then it actually turning the vision upside down and actually magnifying it to a degree, it does that same
Where it
thing
goes
backwards. Yeah, it actually does the same thing
So,
backwards, brings light in and refracts
question
it back.
is-
The only difference is when it reflects it back and
It's magnified.
It
by-
seems like there's a much higher percentage, at least from what we can
Exactly.
tell, that
because it's being
if you
refracted so
if you
many
have
times, it's just
at
storing
least
energy.
2 superheroes with kids, the chances are that they will have kids with superpowers themselves. Now we have such a small sample size, I can't tell for sure, but 3 out of 3 super kids from 2 superhero parents,
All have powers.
they all three kids have powers.
Well, that must be really freaking lucky because I thought Jack didn't have any.
Well, because
okay,
that would
well,
explain, that would be the 50-50 pundit square, right? Like the big B, little b, big B,
That's
little b.
yeah.
They might be heterozygous. No, because then that would mean that the superhero gene is a dominant trait, so that would...
No, so if
I'm gonna
it's,
Google that.
Superhero gene could be a dominant trait.
Well,
One thing that we never see
No, it
are
could be
like
dominant.
grandparents. We never see like
We
other
don't-
members
we
of their
can't-
family at
well,
all.
we do at the wedding, but we don't see.
At the wedding, we saw a bunch of other people dressed up like superheroes.
Yeah, and we don't know who the parents
So
are.
everybody's superhero. I
Who
don't know.
walked down the aisle?
Who walked around the
We
aisle?
didn't see, God damn it!
Who?
Exactly.
We
We
can
didn't
see
see
her
that.
walk
Is it someone on like off screen kind of thing?
All we see is Frozone walk down the aisle too.
Well, that's like
not
Friends.
Frozone walk down the aisle. We see him go, showtime, and bam, opens the door and walks by himself. You know?
Yeah, no, we didn't see who walked Miss Incredible down the aisle.
No, she walks herself.
Yeah, God damn it, that's the problem.
Well, that's the thing.
That is an
Do the
issue.
superheroes die off quickly? Due to the
Because
fact
they're in
that-
more danger.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So her parents could have died.
Yeah,
His
but
parents
that's the
could
queen.
die.
That's
But we don't know.
Look it up on the wiki. That's
Should
surely
we
the
look the
wiki.
movies
Look
about-
up the Incredibles wikis.
Yeah, if
It's
you
gotta
can
be
figure out
shown.
where they get power from, if
Wiki
it's
shows
genetic,
Incredibles.
then that'd be really interesting because puberty fucks with genes. And maybe it's like the
See,
devil
that's
thing.
where I think it would be great to see Jack go through puberty.
He's just like that. Oh.
Like he walks into high school, a girl looks at him weird, boom, flames everywhere.
No.
No,
The
like
girl
you
looks like
said,
at words it turns into lead.
You know-
Oh, I forget that he's Craig T. Nelson.
Did you notice
Fuck,
that
I forgot
like,
it was Craig T. Nelson.
Dash and Violet
That
have the
motherfucker.
perfect powers for like hiding their powers?
Oh,
Craig T.
yeah.
Nelson. He's a
I
badass.
forgot.
That was very convenient.
Well,
Dash and Violet.
no, because I don't
Yeah.
think any powers are permanent powers.
Oh dear.
Wait, which one was the porn
Like,
star?
I think they're all, I don't think they're any
The
passive
three
powers.
with
I think
the
they're all
buttons.
on off switch powers.
Wait, hold on. I have to say no. There's a special feature scene that was like a deleted scene where Bob is like cutting stuff at a
wasn't
barbecue
anything.
and he's not
I know,
paying
but
attention
who
and then
was
he
she?
looks down because someone screams
Oh,
and
you're
he
right.
hit his hand and he bent the knife.
Yeah,
So it
she
seems like
got
even when they're not
iron
trying to
willing
do
to,
it, it's still a thing.
Well,
Like,
super strength is
Well,
kinda-
super strength is both a passive and well, no, his skin though. But his skin is, there's nothing like super obvious. There's nothing like the thing that's super obvious. There's no like super obvious superpower until they get in a situation where it would be used.
I think Violet is the only one whose power is pretty like super active, and I feel like
Hers
everybody
is
else
super
is kind
active.
of passive.
Dash's is pretty active.
Yeah, Dash's is active.
I don't know,
Jack
stretching is
Oh, stretching seems active
That's
too.
really active. Super strength is active and can lead to the passive like damage resistance. But like that's like a passive side of super strength because you're like
Question.
stretch your hand through a wall and then what the no.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, stretching
So,
is
yeah.
massive too, though. Because that part where her butt gets caught in the door, if you had to control it to like make
Oh
it
wow,
squish,
I didn't know
then
it
that
won an
door would
Oscar for
crush
Best
your butt.
Original Screenplay. No, I'm sorry, it was nominated.
No, hers is
Nominated.
But yeah, no, like, here's the
no,
thing with super
Miss
strength. that you
Incredible
don't-
is also passive too because when she was getting shot, it goes boom, 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 boom.
If you don't have superpower, if you don't have like resistance to blunt force trauma at least, and you're super strong, and you just like punch through the wall, your arm is broken. Instantly.
True.
So, like,
He's
you punch
passive,
through a
too.
wall, and your arm's shattered. Like, every single bone in your arm and part of your...
Yeah, so it'd be counterintuitive.
So
Maybe
it has to
that's
be
also another case that we're not looking at.
Also, that would mean he has two powers. He has super strength and the passive resistance.
Oh, yes.
And Dash has
You played it?
super speed and the passive
like
resistance to friction.
He does not
I'm addicted
actually.
to it.
The Incredibles video game makes it where if you go too fast, you burn out and you lose.
I love it so much.
You burn out what?
Like,
Are you-
you
are you
catch
using-
on fire.
Oh wait, you're doing that
and
with
you're
this
not,
little
you
car?
can't run anymore.
Well,
the,
you ran fast enough to go across water.
Well, that's with his suit though.
Star
His
Wars
suit
thing?
is
Yeah.
supposed to be
Oh
in
no,
friction,
I was
so it's not
on
really the
YouTube,
power.
and there was like a
Yeah.
Nissan commercial.
But no, he did run fast
Move
enough.
your
And
phone around.
he goes from
They did
zero
the same thing with Star Wars,
like,
but you're going
120
across like
in less than
the
he goes
desert. You know when
from zero to
like,
so fast you can't
yeah.
catch him.
Yeah, I know what
Like
you
can't
mean.
catch him
Yeah.
with your eyes.
It was so
True, without the suit, he was able to move fast enough that he could be visible on camera.
So that means right.
That was
Well, and that was just
upside
so
down.
first.
I was
True.
like throwing around.
So he didn't like build up that friction.
Oh,
But
God.
it means this. It means that his acceleration tolerance is through the roof.
True, yeah.
Because that's like the equivalent of getting hit by a bus.
It seems like he can't get whiplash.
Yeah.
I wonder, how did we get from broken dicks to Incredibles?
We don't talk about
I really do like the Incredibles conversation.
and then Violet has a passive. Does Violet have a passive?
Does she ever use it passively? like
I don't know
Well,
how
no.
you would use that one passively.
someone
Turn
could try
invisible.
and hit you and you could flinch and you could like make a shield, but I'm
Like
trying to find an
any
instance.
instinctual
The
shield?
bullets? I don't think she tried that. I think she freaked out and then she's like this and then she looks
the
and
bullets
she's
could
stopping
stop.
them. That was kind of a
So the
passive, but
strategy-
it was reflexive almost.
Yeah.
Like his
Okay.
her
Right.
body did it.
It's
I can't wait for it to
that
come.
was kind of an active though, because it was
Yeah,
hers is
by far the
subconscious
most
active.
Hers is by far the most
Subconscious
active.
active is the same as passive.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Subconscious
No,
active is
if you subconsciously punch someone, it's an active thing.
Okay.
You can do that.
I guess what would it need for it to have been a passive is for if Violet didn't know it was happening.
Like if
Like,
you
like
was-
completely.
Like if I snuck up behind her and shot her in the back of the head and just
It automatically made it feel.
That would
then it
make
would be
Violet by
passive.
far the most powerful.
Look up the original concept stories for the
Because you gotta remember, like
I've
if
shared
someone,
that.
like, turn around.
Did, I didn't
Like,
realize
turn
that,
around.
sorry.
Oh, it's
If I
10
start
minutes in.
putting something
Okay.
near your head,
Stay
you're
tuned for
gonna
more
start feeling
content.
Something near there.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
It has a passive.
Every other character. What is Frozone's passive?
Resistant to cold.
Oh crap.
That's
mean-
really straightforward.
You really can't just
Oh.
shoot ice out of you and
Frozone.
then be like,
He doesn't
no,
shoot. He
Violet
doesn't shoot ice out of
doesn't have
himself.
super
though.
hearing or super
Frozone has to
feel.
use the water
Yeah.
particles in the air. He like describes his power.
Yeah, but
He's the only one who describes it
super
like that
resistant
well.
to
Though.
cold because he's been in zero.
Well, also think about it like this.
I don't know. He
He's
has his
not
suit,
resistant to
though.
heat though.
Like what
But
is his
Once
suit?
it goes to
that-
the heat, he loses all the dehydration he can.
Also, his face is perfectly
Dash,
fine.
No,
Jack
he
Jack's
does-
suit is thin and
he
it can
does-
stop bullets and everything.
I think
But he's
Frozone.
bending out of like
Frozone
cotton
is
buds
like-
though.
zero friction.
But also,
zero.
And the gloves
also
didn't
his
breathe.
face
On icy surface,
His
I
face-
think his
his
is
face
like
is fine.
zero
His
friction.
face.
in like sub-zero weather, his face and his ears aren't like off because of frostbite,
Yeah.
and like the tip of his nose. So every other character has a passive except for Violet. Maybe Violet does have a passive.
If she does have a passive, I don't know what it is.
Guys, just think about this for a
She
second.
ha-
We are
no,
talking
she-
about
she's
super
not
powers
outgoing
that
enough
don't even exist.
for her
Talking about
passive
the
to
things
actually
that are active
be
in the
seen or known.
passive shit.
Because all
It's
her
because
family members
they're
are
better
outgoing
than the real
except
world.
her. She's an
That's true.
introvert.
And Jack, because we don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck Jack's doing.
Jack is.
I think everything that
he
Jack Jack
hasn't
does
been
is
through
passive at
enough.
this point.
Jack Jack. Wait,
At
is
this
Jack
point,
Jack
Jack
another
Jack
character who doesn't have a passive?
I think everything he does is passive. He's a baby.
Oh, you feel like nothing he did was active?
No.
It's passive.
It's
Babies-
all based on
Babies are pure instinct. There's nothing about them that
Well,
makes
no,
them a
because he
complete
can
individual.
morph. He could morph into like lead and have like. lead.
True, it doesn't seem like Jack Jack's making decisions. But I feel like that's more instinctual reflexive
Yeah, but
rather
also
than
like
active.
with his weird power, like Cabin 11 and Ben 10, you know how originally he could have just absorbed one thing, but now and he couldn't like absorb metals, but now he can like touch something and be completely, or like touch two things and be like half, however like he wants. Like Jack's passive is that you know once he turns into lead, he has all the properties of the object.
Mhm.
So like his active is like he can turn into shit. His passive is
he takes
turning
the
into shit
properties
doesn't
of
kill
it.
him. Turning into raw lead doesn't kill him.
Oh, true.
That's not
Maybe
far from
I think I might have an idea what it might be. Maybe
Because
he's
we
come in
have-
contact
It's so close.
with a
dude.
lot of no, because that doesn't. explain
We know
the depth
that his
almost
organs
the
go
same
lead
as
because he wouldn't be that heavy if just the skin goes lead. He'd be much heavier.
But not so heavy
But
that
also
he's
his
fat.
eyes are
and
lead,
then
his
kind of
teeth
that
are lead,
Town.
so we assume his
His
skeleton's
hair turns lead,
lead,
for
his
God's sake,
tongue
come
is
on.
lead, so we assume the muscles are lead.
Are all of Violet's powers field based? Like even the invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then why don't her clothes turn invisible? Is that just a skin type
I
field? Like
think,
is that
I think she just hasn't practiced enough, to be honest.
Yeah, because I think she could.
I mean, I'm sure.
If she gets good
She
enough,
was
she
like
could
brand
probably.
new to her powers. She was like, my parents never told me I could use this.
She's like my parents.
Yeah, which
Yeah,
doesn't
they
make
never
sense.
really
She
allowed
should've
her.
been-
Well, because
allowed
they
them
didn't
to
want her
practice
to be part of
and
the
like
hype.
experiment
Yeah.
with their powers. Dash just didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm
Well,
gonna
and
try
Dash kind of couldn't really get
know
around
about
not
that one.
practicing.
Yeah.
Well, no, he could have.
He could have. He could have.
But
Well,
he's such a miscreant that he was constantly
Yeah.
always practicing.
When does...
He wasn't. He never learned he was
When
fast enough to run on water.
Maybe
Can I
never
have
was
the key? I
first,
wanna go
I
back
think,
and change.
Okay.
Maybe Dash is
This
the
is-
one who's most likely to turn evil.
I'm
like
comfortable,
on the
but I'm tired now. And
Yeah.
I want to put on my sweatpants
Definitely
again.
Dash is most likely to turn evil. So what is, like, do we have any
I'll
knowledge
be back.
on the Incredible suit besides its number
They have a poster.
Is it the Incredibles?
It has 2 eyes.
That's it?
Yeah.
Uh,
I know.
well, maybe, this would be fun. Maybe it's just the next generation.
Like
But
their
superheroes
kids?
are needed again. So the 3 kids are now adults,
Yeah.
and there's like a family vacation.
Maybe it's like a great superhero war, like superheroes are now trying to fight over supervillains and the little honor and medal that comes with it.
Yeah.
And now heroes versus hero, along with hero versus villain, because heroes are trying to get to the villain quicker, so they're willing to do anything in order to narrow down that number of heroes.
What if The Incredibles was like really shitty, like the second one, and it's like family vacation comedy hour, but you got powers.
You want that, don't
What
you?
if they phoned in The Incredibles 2? They just kind of did it.
Well, here's the thing. What if they go to a vacation? Like, they win the lottery, right? Like, old Mr. Incredibles, old Mr. and Mrs. Incredibles, right? They win the lottery. They're like, hey, let's go to a vacation on a Hawaiian island, right? But they invite their whole family, right? So all the kids are there, and maybe the kids, I don't know, like how far in the future.
Oh,
So
what if they got left?
And it's an island that's run by a supervillain. And he gave them the lottery ticket, knowing that they would do it.
Oh, I can't be like,
What is the Incredibles?
That doesn't mean it's not
But
gonna
that's
be
already
there.
done in the
First one, he has a private island.
That he invites Mr. Incredible to.
That doesn't mean it's
Look, they just redo the
That
version
means
of you
it's
trying to
full-
be
And with
fantastic.
a tiny little twist. This time, guess what? I brought you here with my money.
Guess what?
Oh wait, even the first one I did that anyway.
This time, you all came here by your own choice. You had no idea.
they
what
still
you
do
were
that.
But no,
Yeah,
he
he
doesn't
accepts
make
that.
himself seem the villain. They think that it's just like some scrub lord villain. That was the whole point. And then he sets the volcano to erupt.
Oh, just like the one in the first one.
Exactly. Just remake the first one, but better.
You know what'd be really bad?
With like Jack's kids that are all like one personality of him. That's all like they're all active. They're all passive all the time.
What if
Like,
Jack
there's one
Jack
guy
had
that's
an
really
equal
upset.
number of kids to each of his parents, and then
Comes
each kid
out of
got
the
like
room on
an
fire.
individual ability of his
And they're
own?
all twins.
And they're all. And no, they're all the same group.
What
and
if-
they're all
Yeah,
commonly
one's
powered.
stubborn, one's
like,
spicy,
so one's
always
sits
been
downright
like
we
one-
just have-
But
one's
you
always
can't, he
been
didn't move in that one, it was just stuck there.
What if Jack Jack was like
No, we
a
don't know
bunch
if he
of
can move in
babies?
this one.
Like, what if Mrs. Fantastic had like a bunch of kids, right? But she kept like stretching and stuff, and all the eggs got like pushed together, and that's why Jack Jack has like a ton of powers.
Oh my god, that's twisted as fuck.
It is twisted, but that'd be weird, right?
It could.
That's the
This
solution
is-
because it's genetic.
I
And
wonder,
so one
is
Mr.
it-
Incredible
I wonder,
egg
does
like
her
fucked up that
anatomy when
egg.
it comes to
Mr.
making
Incredible sperm
eggs
just like
the same
beat up the
because
egg so hard that it collided with other
what?
sperms, like other eggs and sperms.
the amount of eggs she produces is the same.
I don't know how
Dude,
stretching
imagine
would
period
change
counts on
the
that and just
number
like,
of eggs.
That's just
Maybe
it.
the
We
egg
don't
can
know all
stretch and-
superpower,
They
the
work
superhero
together.
gene
No, there was one egg that
does.
could
We don't
work.
know how the
That could,
limits
like-
that it changes the
And
body.
then took a ball.
You can make it to where the male
There was
can only
one
produce
egg
one
that could like
sperm.
absorb other eggs,
Or
and then
female
absorb
can
all the
produce
other eggs.
multiple eggs. We don't know.
Oh, do we assume that
And then,
the eggs
because
have
of her
superpowers?
stretchy abilities, it could condense them, or it could make sure that.
So
they-
when do the question is
you never know.
when does the superpower activate?
I don't know,
If it activates
then-
in utero, how far back? Can we assume that the eggs have superpowers?
Maybe it starts like the gene is initiated as soon as birth, after birth and the umbilical
Look,
cord
once the
cut.
umbilical cord cuts,
Yeah.
that way you don't have an invincible umbilical cord all the way up.
Exactly.
Because that would be impossible.
What, flaming baby?
Flaming umbilical cord.
Oh yeah, and your mom's like, please cut. It kind of burns, singeing. It smells like roasted ham down here.
burnt rubber.
No.
Wouldn't she be her own condom though?
Hey.
Oh yeah, it's like
But on that note,
Think
Oh,
about
yeah.
it, she could squeeze the area between
no.
the connection.
Yeah, the
No.
canal.
That-
and
I don't
No, just like
I'm
wrap
not
it,
imagining
wrap her
that.
like
I don't
foot
wanna
around
imagine
it, and then just be like, here.
I really don't.
Fuck me with this.
No, what is,
What's that?
are you talking about,
Like,
Hey man, how many
What if she put her foot around
subscribers
it?
you got?
343 right now.
She was like, sweetie, I'm done.
Okay. We're almost at 10 minutes. Okay, stay tuned
So I don't
for
wanna
more
give you a hand
content.
job. Can I give you a foot job?
I'm one of 2 people that that's happened to from 2 different guys.
Also,
It's just
do
unacceptable.
do not drool into her mouth.
Oh gosh!
She keeps her own drool, you should keep yours. That's
Yeah, no,
Also, what about
telekinesis
this?
is
What
the
if-
best power because you can
You're like
also
that
create
bunker,
yourself
yes, after
immortally. You
having
can make
one.
yourself immortal.
Ah!
Because the key difference between being immortal and not being immortal.
I had a guy who decided that his mouth had to be on top of mine,
Oh.
So you could
so he like
instant,
suction cupped,
you could
and I was like,
cell by
"Please
cell
don't."
No, like
ensure
one
that
guy.
the DNA never shortens and therefore you never age.
The guy that I was talking about,
Ooh.
like, he
I want to
stopped.
play Ultimate
Like,
Volition.
completely dead stop and went,
Ultimate Volition. Okay,
On my
we
teeth, and I'm
agree
like,
on like
what
a setting or
the fuck?
location, like desert, ocean, city, jungle,
Oh.
forest, etc. Then the first person is like on.
Hey
the
Jeff, how long has
offense.
that video been going on?
Oh no, the other one just went out. Like we didn't get the footage, so this just started back.
Okay.
Okay.
Sup, internet.
So
Hi.
the first person is on offense and you get like an offensive power, and then you like announce your power and what you're doing.
Telekinesis.
And then
Did you hear that?
And then
Come up with
the
a
person who
nonsense,
attacks
but
is then
You could have
defensive,
defensive power.
and then they use their defensive power, and then they can either use their defense again to attack, or they
He's
can
gonna
use
be
their
the
offensive
lion.
power. And then you can keep going around like that, going back and forth, but there's a secret power that you can announce like randomly in the game, and you can use your secret power, and it becomes one of the ones you can use.
So everyone has
But you're-
3 powers,
yeah.
a secret, an offensive, and a defensive.
Yeah.
Can it all be the same power?
Now, there are a few like
Telekinesis.
big things that are like rules in Ultimate Volition.
Yeah.
Rule number 1, you gotta let them be able to react to whatever you do.
Uh-huh.
And rule number 2, no psychic things. You can get around that though, like
So no mind control things?
if it's considered a psychic power, you can't use it. So
So no telling the
telepathy,
future.
pyrokinesis, cryokinesis, clairvoyance.
So any kinesis.
Yeah, or pathies, or voyances. But then you can get around that. Like if you wanted to use pyrokinesis, but you didn't want to call it that, you could be like fire manipulation. But you can't.
Move matter with
You can't-
minimal physical effort.
Yeah, it can't be with your mind. That's like one of the big rules. You can't
So
say that your power
if the
activates
description would
mentally.
be with my mind.
Yeah, then it doesn't.
So, but
you
like
can't-
firebending's fine.
So
Yeah.
I could beat the Avatar.
Yes!
That's an ability. That's my offensive ability.
Fucking
Beat
yes!
the Avatar.
Your offensive ability
You're about to
shouldn't
love
be
me.
like.
That's the
Avatar.
big thing. That's the
I can manipulate elements.
Have all
There we
the-
go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. What location?
Do what?
Ultimate
Okay.
Volition.
Okay. I've got it. no, not
I
next
feel
level.
like
Okay, no.
you're either like
The ocean.
The ocean?
We each have a
Exactly, it's the
10-foot
What?
radius
Oh, I already have
pillar
my
of
idea
ground,
what
and
I
the
would
rest
want.
of it's
Oh,
the
my
ocean
power. It would be
with a 1 mile depth
manipulation. The reason why
for the next
you
100
said
miles.
that
So from the center,
and-
we're evenly
and the
spaced.
fact that you
Okay,
can
we're all
control
evenly spaced
protons
apart from
and
each other.
neutrons by
And from
controlling
the center of
polarity.
us-
Therefore,
It's
you
like
can
a triangle.
control the state
From
of
the
matter.
center of
As long
us-
as it's not with your mind.
Okay, from the center of us, for the next 100 miles.
When I
the
think
ocean
of
is
that,
1
I think
mile.
of electrosis.
There's no other living being.
Even then, if you think
Oh,
about
another
it,
thing that I
humans
probably should
have
ban
electric
right now,
field
because it was
in
really
them.
bad
Like,
when we
it's
used to play it,
certain
was
There's theories on it, and there's actual
instantaneous was
support
really bad.
from scientists
Instantaneous.
that
So if you
each
put
human
like
has their own
instantaneous in your power, it would
electoral
make you like really OP.
nerve
And
theory,
then
because you can
proactive
control nerves,
abilities
that's
should be like out.
just
What is proactive?
Proactive would be like
you could
my
fucking
power
anything.
activates before I need it kind of
And all
thing.
that.
What about
Because you can get
reactive?
around
Would
anything.
be the
What about
power,
reactive
right?
ability?
But
Reactive is
Like,
different. That's
if
I would
that's
if
like
there's
a
a bullet
weak.
that's coming
However,
shooting my way,
when I
my
was tracking
banister will
back,
pop
they
up
were
and block
returning
it for me
to my back and
until
forth
it gets to a
tattoo.
certain speed, in which
It would
case
be
it
like
would
wings
heal
on my
faster than
back
my
with wing
potential.
tattoo.
yeah.
Okay.
That'd be really
Because
Got it.
proactive was really bad. It was where I would say
And
what I
that
was
way I
gonna
can always
do,
keep my
and then
secret
you would
safe.
say, well, my power actually activated before
That
you
reminds
did
me
it
of,
because it works
Maximum
proactively,
Ride.
Oh.
so that I could stop you.
Oh,
from
and
it.
let's
It was really good.
let's give a distance between
Good book.
the
I
center of our
read
islands
manga.
What have you
20
read?
feet between the center of each of our
Oh,
islands.
man.
So like 20 feet from my island to your island, and 20 feet
I
from
know.
y'all's middle
Most
of
people ask
y'all's
me that, and I'm
island.
like, I have no
There's
idea.
no other
Like when I
There
was
are,
What
like,
manga have you read?
fish, but there's nothing
What
like
manga have you read?
sharks or anything
Are
like
you
that.
asking?
Barracudas, I
Right
can't
now.
make barracudas
No.
come
But
No.
if your power is like
A lot of them?
transforming.
No,
Oh,
but I mean,
is
like,
it- what was
can
the
you
rule?
name how many
no
you
backwards time travel. That made the game confusing.
It
because it
More
doesn't
backwards.
work.
No,
Forwards is fine. I can jump 3 billion years into the future and come back with laser guns.
Well, there's no
even
backwards time
before
travel.
middle
So
school,
if you
it was
jump 3 billion years in the
filled with
future,
manga. Because
that'd be
mom was
it.
like,
Okay.
I really
Okay.
don't
Okay.
care.
I
You'd
guess
essentially be out of the fight
You
if
could
you
read a
went
dirty
that far.
magazine as long as you're
Okay,
reading.
so
But I would
That's
define
how
it.
really.
I got
No, she didn't say
You know,
that.
you're no
There's
longer
a lot.
I know,
Okay.
like, if you
I
go
remember, but
so
there's a
far
lot.
to where, like, we
Not
wouldn't
gonna
be
believe.
existing in the future,
Oh.
then you're out of the
Oh,
So
no,
I
no,
survive
no,
the
no.
longest, dive in the fire.
Not
No,
necessarily.
you get disqualified if you
That's no
if you go
problem.
that
If
far.
you
Yeah,
go
some of the names can fucking
further
be
than
bad.
our longest
I've read Monster
lifespan,
Girls. I
if
think
we
it's the name of
didn't
Monster
kill
Girls.
each other,
Yeah.
you'd be
You get
disqualified.
Those are the
disqualified.
first ones
But
I
that
read.
is like the longest lifespan with a chance that you're not.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, and
That's
you're
your
forced
name.
no immortality.
Dragon
And
Ball.
invincibility is kind
Dragon Ball,
of
Dragon Ball Z.
Invincibility you can get
I
around.
read
yeah,
all
you can
of
get
those.
around
I can name
invincibility.
Giant fucking rocks that
Vampire.
can kill anything.
I
That I
read
can
Rosario.
control with
I read
my
Rosario Vampire.
fist
I
from a
read
distance.
I like
Fairy
the
tale.
anime with that. I like the anime.
Fairy tale gets on my damn nerves.
I'm so pissed. Okay,
And that's
I'm
it, like,
very
there's
into like the
small
whole
fish.
love
All
romance
fish that
thing.
are there are less
found
than a foot
out-
long
I am.
and nothing
Well,
that's
'cause, like,
carnivorous.
everybody-
But
everybody
your powers and
wanted,
shit, and there's like
like,
algae and
they
like
wanted a
seaweeds and
couple.
stuff.
I mean, there was
And
there
on
was a
the
couple, but I really
islands
wanted,
there's sand
like, they should have
with
been a
an
couple.
underlying rock level that's fairly like obvious.
But you know that they
But,
won't
like,
do it
wipes
because
one away,
it's a
there's
certain
still
type
some
of
sand.
genre that
And
they're
I
going
think
after.
What are they
There's
trying to go
some
with?
clouds.
It's, I can't remember what it's
There
called,
is
but I know
the
that
oxygen
they're not gonna do
atmosphere
any.
similar to our own.
It's
And
kind
there's
of like a
sun
male version,
somewhere over
but they're not
there.
gonna add any like
And
romance.
it's daytime,
They
and the
had
moon,
one romance,
you're
but
aware,
not
is on the other side of
Even
the
then,
planet
they're not
currently.
dating.
Okay.
And there's
They refuse to add
approximately
that in,
music
like,
5
I
billion
know
stars
it's-
in the galaxy.
It's not
I
really
think that's good enough.
gosh,
Oh,
Okay.
and you need to be
I
able
started
to
off just
describe
like
what your
happy.
ability is.
Yeah, it started
Because
off,
some
I mean,
people
that's
will
why I
try
got
to pull
into it,
things
but
out of
then
their
I-
ass that they shouldn't be
It was
able
just
to
kind of
do.
cool to begin
So
with.
if at
okay.
any
I mean,
yeah, if at
okay.
any point
But the
someone
things
asks
of,
you
like,
like
no
how are you
blood,
able to
no
do
this,
that,
no
you need to
that.
be able to give
So
like
many
a strict
things that
definition of your
happen
ability.
Don't do that.
Okay,
Got
okay.
Would you like a cough
in
drop,
his
sir?
chest.
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
she
It's
brought a whole
just
And
down
then
the
because
road.
someone said, "Don't die," he
Oh, I
came
see
back to
that.
life and didn't die.
Oh, how much time
That
is
is
on
me.
it before we start?
Well, that, and also, you
Alright,
can't
I
say
think
that
I've
it's just
described the
bad because
area well
Stay
enough.
tuned for more content.
I'm
They have,
waiting for you to
like,
fuck me.
all of
Because of indeterminate lifespan,
Some of
Go
the
we would
kill
use-
thing.
Okay.
I don't care.
So I
I
think
know
his,
that-
I think his is gonna be I jump to the exact millisecond that y'all die, and then he wins.
With laser guns.
Time travel allows me to manipulate matter with my fist from a distance.
Why do I have laser guns? Because I was
Manipulated matter, okay.
Because that's my secret power, random laser guns.
Your secret
So I kind of set up
Like,
the
it
deal.
destroyed me. I
Oh,
was like,
oh, I don't
You ever
think
watch
it is-
Conan after
There's a 1, no, let's make it 2 foot wide
what?
Platform, one
Durara.
platform bridge
Durara.
between the three
I
islands.
tried to get into that.
If you live
And
in
the islands are 20 feet
you
long,
will
That's
have
the first
10
one,
feet
and
radius.
like, I'm telling you, it goes all the way.
And then
You get
20 feet
in depth
apart
in
from
there.
Like, listen, if you were to watch the play
Because-
on
oh,
And your environment is your greatest advantage, by the way.
Watch
Like when it comes to Ultimate
No.
You want to realize
No.
stories scenario, one that.
You have to be out here if you want to play.
Oh, it's just
I feel like I
Does he know what we're doing?
It's still on, but I'll turn off next.
He says in the text says Coop has his son gravity manipulation.
Real life stuff, and it's
So
about
who goes first?
Who
a
goes
man
first?
and a woman.
No, I described it. I don't want to go first since I described it.
Okay.
Because they've been together.
I don't think
So,
that would make it fair because then I would just be like, there's also a giant fucking volcano underneath and I exploded on it from there.
Let's vote
Yeah, go ahead.
on,
I
who we
mean,
wanna
technically, you're
go
not gonna tell me
first.
the
I
plot.
want Jacob to go first
Watching
personally,
it's
so
different.
that at the very
It's,
least I have a reactionary
really not-
plan.
It's, I don't know. I also like to go first. You have to do an offense, you have to know your offense.
Yeah, you have to use an offense.
Okay. And he's like, you sure about this? Because they've been friends for the longest time.
Who are you attacking?
And
Or
I'm gonna-
attack both of us.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
attack
shoot,
both
that's
of you.
They're all happy and
Are you
stuff.
attacking both of us with?
She's a very secret girl.
That would mean that we both defend and we both attack.
No.
We both defend and then next time we both attack.
No.
I can make
And
vacuums
as soon as she
Okay.
gives birth,
by moving my hands like this. I make vacuums on both of you.
So what's the range on
Why
that?
do they do that to me?
3 billion miles.
and like
It's like there's no real limit.
Okay, so
to
range
it.
on that
Take care
and
of his
vacuum,
family.
so you do it with like, you clench your
I
hands?
go, Scott, and you're both in vacuums.
Okay, and we're both in vacuums.
Yes, you're both in
But in the
vacuums.
very
Now
end, they
define
show
vacuum.
one
Is it
episode
air vacuum or like
of them,
void, like other
of her
dimension
actually-
vacuum?
Like there's
Black
nothing in it.
hole.
One
There's
episode.
nothing in it besides us currently.
But like
Yeah.
five, but like
So
We
we're
have
like
30
You're still
seconds
in
to
the
live.
same, you're still on the same planet.
We have 30 seconds to live.
That.
I mean, it is
Okay.
reactionary.
Do you ever get in one
So,
of those
we have
where
a
you're like,
reaction.
I really have to watch
So-
Very well, so
really
okay,
romantic
What is
drama.
it made of, I guess is my question.
So what, is there like a barrier around it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, am I in an energy field or something?
Is it where the girl?
Is there no oxygen in it? Does it crush
There's
me?
no oxygen,
Yeah,
no,
like
it's
she's
just
a
nothing.
like,
There's
the
nothing
girl
around
it.
is a
You're just in a-
So how
It's a
far
cylinder.
and the boy and the boy
It's a
falls in love with
cylinder?
her.
This part.
Is the entire island, you like...
Yeah.
Okay, so, do you want to do your reaction first?
She actually
Oh,
starts
do you want me to?
fading
I
away
don't care.
because
I want you to do it.
it's almost
Okay,
like
so-
her passing
Not
on
yet,
and going into
it's
heaven.
the
It's
5
on
feet,
her, keeping her
the
there.
5 foot radius of the
Around
middle.
my
The backstory is like,
Up-
oh my god,
Okay.
really?
So, I will have my...
Oh, and also there's an anime.
My- okay, so my-
if a guy sees
My
kids with
defensive
girls,
reaction
the whole world
is
explodes.
and my defensive power is
Oh my God, what was the
is a
guy?
reflector
There was
power.
one where,
Oh my god, that is the thing that people do.
Girl
I had a
in
friend that just
hell
power with
and,
reverse velocity.
like,
Okay,
girl-
And
so
now
my
always do
reflector
would be
power
pulled.
is if
Each
I
girl
get
gets a
caught
demon,
in
and, like, he
a
has to
power
hit
of
them.
some sort, it
Wait,
reflects. It doesn't get
It's called
dissevered,
God
it's
something.
still on me
It's called God
until,
something.
but it gets placed
There's a
on
guy
you.
who has.
My secret
intuition
power
come
is
up
I
from-
can
You know
survive
what I'm talking about?
vacuums.
Okay, here's the thing, any power that I'm getting
It's like a video
goes
game.
back
Okay, so
to
this
the
guy
original
has,
capture of
That's
the
okay,
power.
that's okay, I can survive my fucking vacuum.
Okay, no, that's fair enough, that's fair enough, that's good use of the
And
secret
you
power.
become,
So that was
No,
my,
it's
that was my
basically.
defensive
And,
power.
but you have to cure
Jet, you
each
have your
girl
defensive
from,
power?
Okay,
like,
my
a
defensive
certain
power.
demon.
That was
That
a bad
comes
defensive,
into
now
their
you're
soul,
saying to go
like,
in
No, but if you
kind
got
of
a spell on me,
thing. You know what I'm
he
talking
gets hit by the spell, and if I got spell on me, you guys get hit by the spell.
Oh, he can like do things.
Please look it up.
That's weird.
I know.
Yeah,
I
wait,
can
I
hit
know
myself
about
with the spell, but
heart.
because
I
you
know
currently
about
got
heart.
trapped in
I
yourself.
still
I know about heart,
I
yeah,
still got
glasses,
this one,
yeah,
remember that.
I'm
Yeah,
watching
that's
this.
not-
Wait, can we have two people? No, let's make a rule that we
It's
can't
fine,
have the same ability.
So do I.
Man, like,
I
It can't have the exact
all
same.
act about it,
Oh,
but
not
very
the exact
much
same
fun though, to be honest.
You can't have the
very
exact same,
prideful
but you
about
can
it.
make
He's
it
like, I
all.
love Judy girls.
You could be like, instead of vacuums with my hands clenching, it's my vacuums with my hands clenching and my pinkies out. Like, we can't be the exact same wording.
It's okay, go ahead. I need more vacuums.
If I close my
Oh, good.
eyes, when I open them, I'll be somewhere else.
Working.
Wait, you
Working.
get to control
You
or
need
is
to
it
watch it
random?
working. It's so funny.
I get to control it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
so, remember that, we're all in vacuum.
We're all
So
here.
you can, if you tell us, wait, that's your offensive power or
That's your
defensive?
That's my
Defensive,
defense.
Okay.
So I defend by closing my eyes, and when I open them, I'm like in Hawaii.
So you effectively remove
The
yourself
world,
from
God
fight.
only knows.
No, this isn't like
What?
time.
The
You guys
world
can
only got-
essentially chase me or something.
Okay.
I'm just trying to like get myself safer right now.
And then the
think
girls
it's
would be
too
like,
soon.
oh my god. I love
And then we
you.
both are on
Like,
it, so you
okay,
do
sorry,
your
I
offense.
can't do it.
I only like my games.
Okay,
He'll sit in his room and just make all these girls fall in love with him. He goes through all of the dating.
okay, offensive
Because
No,
power.
the second scene with,
Is that
second season when
transform
he's like, he has to make
my
this
entire
reach.
body
I'm like,
In
and then she
plasma looks like a
when they start
lightning,
seeing each other.
and then when I punch
they
That,
feel
and I'm
myself,
just like,
I go the average length of a lightning bolt, which is a
I
football
know,
field,
like,
at the speed of
like
light.
the thought of like you're making all these girls
Right, because speed of
fall
light
for you.
in a lightning
you don't
strike.
give a fuck
Seems
about
like
it.
an
There's
infinite
lightning
massive
in-
lightning strike.
What?
Seems like an infinite
Ooh, God
massive
Eater
lightning
is
strike.
good, but it's very short.
oh, go with the guy with the.
I wouldn't say
Have you ever
infinite
seen
mass
those-
lightning strike,
those-
it is currently my body weight of lightning
Kill
strike,
it.
but it hits you
Moves at the speed of
at
light.
the speed of light at 100, it's only at 100 yards.
She's
No,
crazy.
no, I don't want to do
But in this
just,
though,
whenever I
do you imagine
jump,
Naruto
I can
doing
travel
all the
as
moves
far as
and
I want around the
some
current
classes.
center of gravity.
It's like Naruto and
Multiply
Dragon
it
Ball Z.
So I'm currently trapped by the earth, I could just like punch my way out of the
And
air.
the blood.
But I could like point in a direction
Silence for 2
and go as
seconds.
far as I want in that direction in a straight line. It has to be in a perfectly like straight
And a
around
lot
the
of
curve of the earth.
halfway movie.
Okay, so I
Again, like.
And then, the weird dude who's always
and
drifting down there.
But it
go.
doesn't itch.
Oh,
Then I
God.
Let's see, where do I go? I go to.
Get like red marks.
I go to this Hawaiian island. No, I don't know which Hawaiian island you're at. Where I punch in the general direction I think Hawaii is in, and as I travel over the island, I realize I missed, and so I go back. I go past Antarctica. I go all the way around. All right, I keep going. So let's see. I'm like, I hit Hawaii, miss Hawaii.
Let me show you the part
Miss
that-
Hawaii. Go past Antarctica. Where do I come
Let me
out
show
the
you.
other side?
This is what I'm
let's say Vancouver.
Okay.
I'm now in Vancouver, populated city. Okay, great. Let's go.
Okay.
That's city then.
Still not being mine.
Let's see.
Oh, and as I re-enter, like, because I just instantly stopped going the speed of light, there's a small-scale nuclear explosion around me and wipes out Vancouver. I now have the Canadian police after me. The 2 guys I just killed.
What?
Well, I just killed them, so it doesn't matter.
Okay then.
So you're there when you
So you can't make a nuclear explosion near me because I can just make more vacuums.
If I punch you, though, if I mention it,
If you hit me,
your
then
body would nuke.
Yeah.
And if I hit
Oh,
you,
what?
apparently, his body
Show
would
it to me then.
Unless you're a offensive reaction.
Because y'all haven't had
We've only had.
y'all have not done anything to me. I'm just saying get rid of this vacuum.
Because I've only defended.
What the fuck am I doing?
I've
with a bunch of
defended and
vacuums?
I've offended, and my offense is pretty. I'd say it's pretty stout.
Yeah, you have a pretty cool.
What's your offense? Because you're on offense.
Okay, my offense is that I can
This is
absorb
why.
power energy,
Not
but it's based on like
music is
resonance.
epic, too.
So it's like the more I'm around someone who uses a power, and the more they use it, the more of their power that I absorb.
Okay.
So you know what?
Yeah, right now.
Well, why didn't you? Okay, that can be a both. That could have been your defensive ability. Make yourself be able to survive in vacuums, and then fuck him up with his own power. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your offensive power, but you didn't make
Oh,
it.
man.
I didn't make an attack.
No, wait
wiping
for
out
it. It
Vancouver
gets
and the
worse.
entire police.
Well,
force.
when you traveled around the
Like-
planet and you like
You're
missed
so
Hawaii,
pretty much
but
this
you
girl's
still kind of
trying
like
to get in the
went
store to
past
take
it.
care of
It's like
this
I'm
one
getting a
girl.
little
Okay,
bit,
the
but I don't
story's
have a lot to go
it's-
off of.
You can't like
Do
become
you have Netflix?
but
Yeah.
you got
It's on
one.
Netflix.
Okay.
Okay.
Kill it.
So it's my turn to
So
win, right?
like hard to understand.
My
It's
turn.
your turn for
I still have.
your defensive power, but no one's attacked you yet, so you
Yeah.
have to reveal it. All you have is your offensive power, and you don't know where we are.
Plus, I can survive a vacuum. So I could potentially just set myself at the bottom of the ocean with a vacuum. There we go. I'm gonna jump to the bottom of the ocean. in a
Okay,
vacuum.
so we now know where he is. Because all of the water in that ocean is now spinning around on top of him because
Yeah,
of
wouldn't it be
radiation.
moving into your vacuum?
It would be
No.
moving into a
So
vacuum
what
and then
that
being
suit
repelled, and it
does
would create
is
giant.
it sucks the blood out.
No, it won't suck it.
And gives you power.
It's a vacuum.
Exactly,
what
that
Phil
was
does.
constantly
Yeah,
going
am I not
on,
right?
and your power is
No, it's
Hey,
not.
am I not right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
actually vacuuming. A vacuum
Well,
actually
space once it's done.
It's a close. A vacuum
Oh,
is
so
a
it's like
close.
got like a power shield around it keeping shit from going in.
Yeah, it's just that one little cylinder.
Okay, alright.
Oh, it makes some shit
So
made out of them too.
he didn't attack anyone, so who's next? Would it be me again?
I don't know. I feel almost like I should have defended against your missed attack earlier, but whatever.
Well, I spotted you, right? And so now I know an exact path towards you.
Okay.
I know an exact plot towards you. So I do 2 punches. I punch one up, going 100 feet into the air, and then I punch, still not escaping gravity, just going in a straight line up. And then I have my second punch, straight towards you, straight down and towards you.
Okay, assuming that you move at the speed of light, there's not enough time for me to like do the close your eyes thing to like go somewhere else. So what I do is, I kind of do like a wait for it thing, where I just try and absorb energy like the closer you get to me. And maybe I can't move at like the exact same speed as you, but enough for me to possibly dodge, and I like do like the punch thing, but just to try and get out of the way.
So you try to punch past me?
Punch beside you almost.
So what happens is, yeah, well he punches, I'd imagine, like a perpendicular, right?
I'd be trying to go, like
Yeah,
if you're
that's
heading
crazy what
straight
he's
forward
talking
toward
about.
me, I'd try to head away like that.
Okay, so the instant that I realize that I'm probably gonna miss, right, so I get right next to you, and I stop and create a small-scale nuclear explosion.
But he also creates a small
No, because he hasn't stopped
but
yet.
it's small.
He hasn't stopped yet. He's currently in
And
power
power mode.
So as I hit the ground where he would have been, I still stopped right where he would have been.
Okay.
I don't know. How far would you travel?
I'm not sure.
Well, I figured that the small-scale nuclear reactor was big enough to wipe out Vancouver
It's so ridiculous.
as a city, so it probably has a
So big.
200
That's a scissors.
foot ground zero and a mile ground 1 and a 2 mile ground 2 radius. Like outside of it, ground 2 isn't deadly
I just make-
necessarily,
okay.
especially if you're closer to the
Well,
outside of it,
love
but
it,
it does
seen it.
damage. Serious
Okay,
damage.
so you guys have seen this.
But so that hits.
You have become-
So where would you rank
You go
yourself
there.
inside? Ground 3 is basically you've got radiation poisoning and it's dying 50 years from cancer.
You don't know
and all
from the
that.
beginning.
But you're mostly okay, maybe bleeding eardrums with that.
I can't say.
Maybe
I've got
not.
very young.
But it's not deadly. Ground 3 isn't deadly. Ground 2 could be deadly. Ground 1's
You need to
more
watch
like
it.
almost definite.
It made me cry.
Due to the radiation
One
and
thing,
force
you're
field.
an
Ground
animal,
0 is
and you're at
dead.
least,
You
But
still
since
have.
you already started moving,
if
and
you're at
fairly
least
fast,
17 and you're an enemy.
I don't know where, like,
You
how
must
much
have
power you
seen
absorbed yet.
Well, it
Fully
seems
cool.
like you have a passive thing that helps defend you
Fully
from that.
cool.
Yeah.
So based off how much energy I've
Look it
absorbed
up.
so far,
You have
how
to.
much of that
But
passive
you need to watch
goes
that.
into like my defense?
I will not
like
call you guys my
future
friends
explosion?
unless you guys watch
Well,
it.
how big
Oh,
of a
you my
nuclear
friend,
explosion
you watch
created
Fully
if
Cooley.
you stop?
Alright, I'll watch it right now.
Yeah, so after full charge
Oh
punch,
my God, it's
and
so
you
awesome
instantly
and
stop, how big of a
confusing.
nuclear
Remember,
reactor?
as
makes
he's
sense
going
yet.
away,
So
did you
It
guys
also
still
needed
be
that
aware?
resonant energy.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so.
I
you're-
did, but I
so,
got,
like,
I just stopped because.
As you're
all
going
the
away from me, but I don't
I
really know
ended
that.
on like the 5th fight trying
So
to
after,
rescue.
so if you manage to get, at your
Yeah,
current power.
let's play, I'm done. What, is
No,
it
no, no,
animate?
your current power.
I don't
So
animate.
much.
Since you
It's very
stop,
and he
The
was
only
how big of an
anime she
explosion
has
will be created?
seen is Avatar. That's not the
It's like
only
a
anime I've
full-scale-
seen, it's the only
Batman
anime I've
model.
liked.
So half of that would be like a
Even then, I'll-
similar
Here's the
like
thing
a
about
test nuclear reactor.
that.
With a
In high
ground
school-
0 that's very small, but a ground
Joshua.
1, ground 2 maybe
Joshua.
reaching a few hundred.
He liked Bleach a lot.
Like maybe reaching a
And he
mile,
was a
ground 2
very
might
good
reach a mile.
drawer.
Let me see, let me
You'll have to fuck up for what?
I was
Oh,
walking
he's
behind him
dead.
in 11th
Let's
grade
buy-
going to bowling
Let me see
class.
how much I can tally up, like, I've
Walk
done
down,
so far.
last row.
When you first did it
When I walk
to
down,
dodge his
I see the
thing,
faces of
Yeah,
Ichigo
light
and,
speed you absorb how much?
He-Man.
Ichigo means strawberry.
Yeah. His hair is strawberry.
So
Yeah,
at a
he's-
light
he's-
speed
he's
miss,
ginger.
going past you, not even being
oh
relatively
no,
It's really
before
fucking
that
funny.
even,
It's
when you were
really
dodging his
ridiculous.
vacuum thing.
But
Yeah,
the
like
hollow
before I
scared
closed
the
my
shit out of me.
eyes.
The noise.
I would've gotten a little bit from that, and I would've gotten
It's even
some
worse
from
than
this,
Yeah, but
and then I
less.
was
It's worse.
yeah,
Like, if
and
you-
then I would've gotten a
And then you would've
continual
got-
supply as you came forward.
So what's your maximum range for?
I
What-
will,
what-
I guarantee you I will
The
watch
closer
it.
you are, the
No,
more I get.
Well, yeah,
worse
if I'm on,
is
like,
not
Mars,
all
do you
the
absorb
cells,
anything?
but before
If
I'm
I
not
do,
going
it's
to
not
hospital,
significant.
Okay, but it doesn't, like, when does it start getting
Where
like
it's half
significant?
human,
When
half
you
hollow.
passed me,
Yeah,
I had a
oh my
significant
God,
one.
I just turned it
And
off.
when you left,
I
I got a significant one.
was
But I think my
Middle of
best
the day, I was
significant
like,
one
no.
is when you
Hello?
came right
I like
forward.
the names they
Because
got
you're
for them,
continually
though, like the
getting
different
closer.
levels though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
like
you
But
like
it's still
from
scary shit, I
100
mean,
You
yards.
should watch
Oh,
the Death
fuck
Note
this.
for that
From
reason.
like
Death
Death
Note.
Note. Oh, I used to love
From
watching
1 yard, how
that.
much?
It looks really
From point
so,
blank, how
like,
much?
it looks
Like,
so good
great,
for,
like,
for
Patagas.
Okay.
So it's such a
Rate of
like
absorption, I guess, is
I
slower
know, like,
depending on how far away you are from me.
and I'm, like,
So when
watching
the
it, and all of
closer
a
you
sudden,
get,
like,
the faster I'm absorbing
I
it.
know what Death Note is, but what?
So I think when you
Okay,
came in for
basically,
like the thing and you stopped, that's when I got the most like.
Okay,
or
so
how
what,
Death
like,
Note
what
dropped the
percentage
Death Note,
would you
where
say
whoever
you'd be
you
at?
write the name,
If you're like
whatever name you
right
write
up
and
on
think
me,
about,
I'm probably
they
at like
die
100.
however you
Like
want them
my
to die.
speed of
But he's
absorption is
also
like the
in
fastest it's been the
limbo
whole
at this
game.
point,
Yeah.
because he's been
Okay.
forgotten.
But you've already punched
Exactly.
away.
So that's
Wait,
why
does
he's
that really
throwing
have
the
a
Death
vacuum
Note
too?
into the
No, that means
world.
that means
Someone
he
picks up.
has
Yeah.
the
I have had
ability.
exposure to the vacuum.
And now,
Yeah, I mean,
this
yeah,
young
you-
man,
you
very
are
smart,
You,
fixed it up.
you were.
So I think that
you
was
also got the
becomes the new god of the world and named
But so
himself
anyway,
Triad.
yes. So I hit you with the side effects of a
And
nuclear
now,
explosion. I'd say
but
you
his
popped
real
ground
name is
zero.
Black
Not that I
Yahweh,
can't
Even
remember.
with your powers,
Yeah.
who is
you
the son
like
of a
suffer from like
captain. I
ribcage
I can't remember.
Yeah, I
his
feel
first
like
name,
I
but
definitely
he-
like.
if you get hit in
physically-
ground zero, but if you get
And so
ground
he's
one, maybe
basically
you get
killing
like just
all
like
these people.
knocked
Like,
off
it
your
starts
feet for
off
a
with him
minute.
just writing
Like
random
ground two,
names
you're
and like,
probably
he
perfectly
waits
fine.
for like, because you can put the time
So
in
where would
that,
you
and you
rate
can tell
yourself in
how
ground
they die.
0 to 2?
But if you don't put down
0
how
to 2?
how they're gonna die, they just die from heart.
0 being like
So he's
major
watching the
depth
news,
damage,
and
like
this
it
guy
finish you. One
is
being
in a
you probably get knocked off your
kindergarten,
feet,
so he
maybe a
writes down the
broken
guy's
bone.
name.
I think
Put-
one at best.
puts, like,
Because to
his
say that I
full
was
name,
in
and
like
that's all you have
2
to do.
would to be
And
saying
he
that
waits.
like I absorb a ton.
And all of a sudden
I feel
dies
like
from a
2
heart
would
attack.
involve like
And
me
he's
being
like,
almost at the same level
But
as you,
like
which
the
doesn't seem
fucking
fair.
creepiest
Okay,
shit
so
is, it's
let's
like
say
the,
let's just give you
the
one
facial features.
with
Oh yeah, they
Like when
did
you
go
go,
I don't know,
blank,
you're
his
it's like,
eyes go
you're
like
blasted
huge,
off of your
and
feet,
he's like so serious
and
about this.
or
And
maybe
then he
it's
goes
really
crazy.
high stuff like
into the volcano.
He goes fucking crazy.
Or,
Like,
no,
the
not
brain
necessarily
is
in the volcano, but just like
so
into the
amazing, but I'm
no,
like,
when they
I'm
Because
when he
I
starts
was
writing, he
across
puts the
the
pen to the
world.
base.
I-
So
I was
he's like,
obviously
I'll
telling-
eat a chip.
Wait, what
I'll
side
eat
of
a
the
chip
mountain
and
are
I'll
you on? The
eat
south
it.
side or
I was
the
like,
north side?
yeah.
In relation to Vancouver.
In relation to Vancouver,
Psychological.
wouldn't you know that better than I would?
Okay, so I'm gonna say you're on the
Oh,
side
yeah,
of.
girl.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Between
say.
him and the
She's
volcano.
in
You
love
could
with
between
it.
him and the
You could
volcano.
have
I'm gonna say
somebody
you're
die
between
from a
Vancouver and the volcano.
Yeah.
So
You can put
you're
it down
pushing
yourself.
away.
You can
So
say,
you go
I want
under
this
the
person
ice, so
to
you
die
face
fucking a
plant
monkey
and go
upside down while eating
soaring
ice
into
cream.
the ocean.
Yeah, and he will. But there's this
So
guy who
much
was
rather
like,
You
there was
you
a
tripped,
biker gang
like
that was
the
trying to
blast knocked
like
you off your feet,
steal this woman,
and you just
and he's like,
face
guys,
planted
back
into the
off.
ocean going half
Like,
speed,
what are you
like
gonna
a
do?
quarter the speed of
Whatever.
light.
That sounds like
And
another fun.
he writes down for him to be hit by a truck.
Suppose I did, I suppose I didn't.
There is nothing, hold bar,
And not only that,
everything.
not only that,
Power
there's a
and
little
whatever you
trick
wanna do.
too. There's a trick to get to know
In the
their
middle.
I don't
name
wanna-
and
I
when
don't
they
remember
die.
your secret
power.
If you want to know
I'm gonna
when they're
say
going to
that
die,
the
all you
nuclear
have to do
blast
is
Jesse
give
might
half
wanna-
of your
Oh, that's
half of
right,
the
yeah,
amount of time
okay.
that you're
Hold
going
on.
to live.
Stay tuned for more
And you-
content. Nice catch. I got like no.
But it could be. I could just punch the wall.
So,
I could do it.
I'm going to make
Okay,
it
have
where
something weird.
I teleport behind. Well, blink. I blink behind you, and then I do the punch. But I'm doing it not to punch you for real, but just to like grab your throat. I want to like
Absorb power.
yeah,
Monster
in the
Girl,
separation
anime
and
or
try and get
something
like as much as possible.
This
Okay,
anime
so-
is about.
It's
I have
pretty tame.
just punched going the speed of light, and you, I see you
It's worse.
just, you also punching and being like, oh shit,
And that
he
show
grabbed my
was
powers.
about-
So that's when I can first realize it.
Mhm.
I didn't realize until
call,
then.
like,
And then,
Centaur.
I see you just like hurtling towards the water, and I'm like,
Half-
yeah, alright, there's no way.
Yeah,
And then
it's
I
made me
see
half
blink,
worse.
just as you blink, I'm like, oh shit, you blink.
Okay.
And then,
And then he's getting on the next.
I don't see you because you blinked behind me, right?
And it's about how
Okay, so
interspecies
you grabbed me by the neck.
Will was just.
I assume, assume because
You can still react.
I assume.
They can
So I
interact with humans and stuff
hear
like that.
like
Humans
the
can't
thunder charge
hurt.
going up.
That's a rip-off of
But-
Wicked.
Huh?
That's a rip-off of
I do
Wicked.
have fairly good reactions because of said lightning. I was able to pinpoint you
And
from
also-
like the first run round.
They wanted to experiment.
What? I
But
can't
in
turn
other
around
episodes,
super
they
quickly.
explained that they
So
would
what I
experiment
do
with a couple of humans
is
marrying
I-
hybrids.
I
That's what I
swear
do.
this is Wicked. Like, that's exactly what Wicked is.
Wicked?
I
Yeah.
suck a
And
punch
here's
from
the
out
thing.
on the
The book
other
Wicked?
side. I go the speed of light and
Like
lightning
Wizard
able to
of Oz?
travel through
Never
shit.
read it.
And I'm going
I know,
so
but,
high
like-
energy then
they're
I
exchange
punch
students.
through both
Yeah,
sides of
they're
the mountain.
exchange students, so they're like
Bruh.
17,
With my
18.
Thunder Punch.
Bruh.
Trying to outspeed you with Thunder Punch.
And I guess I'm just
anime.
gonna ride your current, like,
gonna be
because I'm
different.
Yeah,
trying to
but,
get
like,
more power,
the
right?
idea-
So I'm also going
No one's
faster,
ever
and you're
So
going
your rubber
faster.
band
I know,
no,
it's like,
We're in an eternal
like,
race.
it's kinda cool.
So I just Thunder
It's-
Punch
it's-
through
I think
the
it's cool.
mountain.
I think you-
Volcano
Like,
Mountain of Hawaii.
I don't.
Just to
I don't
see if
know.
you can, like, how fast you are, because speed of
Something.
light
Do you
allows
know-
me to pace
oh
through
my
matter.
gosh, okay,
But not speed of light,
There's-
but really fast might allow you to just
there's a
like burst
guy
through
who's
matter.
about like this
But
big,
less than
and
that
an
means you'll get burned by the
angel
volcano.
in a
So
suit
I'll
of
keep
armor,
going, and I'll see
really
if you're
slight
slowed
suit
down
of
by the
armor
volcano.
comes in, and
Or at least not
ends
speed,
up
because
having
I'm
that
not
guy
going that
become
way,
her
it's like
master.
speed of lighting around the volcano, which means
she
that
has like, she's
This is
she's
weird,
an
okay?
angel,
This
like
is
an
weird
archangel
stuff.
kind of
It's
thing.
going so fast
And
I
like she
can-
has
Wouldn't you
like
be making a
two,
vortex,
like
like,
shoulder
around the
suit
Yeah,
volcano?
but the
Guy
thing is,
really small and
if you
super
get
And
so
he,
down
like-
low, you stop
Yeah,
absorbing
I
the
know
power
what's
this
coming.
quickly. So which means
You know, I could make both of y'all
Here we go.
voice your super
My
secret power right
I
now.
think that's what it is.
I could do it.
It's
when
like
you're
anime.
defensive or
I swear to
offensive,
God.
He can
you
do it
know
all.
where we are.
I
Remember,
don't
he has
care.
infinite range.
Yeah, that
he can
is-
just
I have
do
limited
this.
About. I'm wondering what's it's about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
can
don't
do
know,
like-
you have to know where
Is
we
it about
are.
wrestling?
You're just gonna
No.
Alright,
It's
well,
so
I'm
easy
thunder
for
punching
us,
at the
so.
speed of light.
I
So
read
human
that.
beings
No,
get
I'm
processed
showing you
by
the
damage at the
difference.
speed of light.
It gives
So-
you the hint of
Wait, no,
what
if you
it's
back in
gonna
the
be.
whole earth, that
I
means there's
read
nothing
a
inside of the earth,
manga
which means there's no
where,
gravity.
like, the
Which means
animals,
I've got free reign, if you do so.
if you
Do
were
you?
not a pet,
Yeah,
if you
because
had
my thing only gets
tigers
determined by if
or-
I'm trapped.
Well,
by the
it's
gravity.
like-
Is a black hole a vacuum?
I read it in
No,
elementary
it has
school,
matter inside.
like sixth
No, it
grade
doesn't.
school.
It does.
And
Well, it has
what
raw
ended up
energy.
happening
In the
was,
Horizon-
like, you
in the
had
Horizon.
to, you were
Because-
either thrown away,
Okay,
or
okay.
you
So anyway,
had a
that's what I'm doing.
master.
I'm gonna see if
And
you
if
can
you
slow
didn't have
down
a
the
master,
volcano.
you
Are you
could
powerful
not
enough
go
to go
anywhere,
through the
you could
volcano
not
without
shop
slowing
anywhere,
down?
you pretty much starved to death.
I'm
So,
gonna
like, there was
say,
a guy-
Well, because there is like a
Yeah.
hole, like, still,
Like,
but-
yeah, like
He
when
finds
you
the master,
bore the
and
hole,
it's a
I'm like
girl,
behind
which is,
you,
like, odd
and
because the
while I
time
start
you
out
would
with
think
like
that
so
the guy would
much
find
speed,
another guy.
it's exponentially going up as I chase it
Yeah.
behind.
But I
Wait,
was
so it
can
kinda
ever
balances
can it
out.
ever be, can your speed,
Can I ever
be greater
equally?
than me?
Can I ever get
Seems-
greater than
I
you?
assume
Away from
equal.
here, right?
I'm gonna say
But greater than?
I can't get greater just coming from you.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you can get equal to it, I
It
imagine.
gets weird.
If given enough time.
Yeah, if your power is infinite, like if you never run out of energy, then that would mean that I could eventually get to the same exponential growth as you have.
Okay. Alright, so I do that and see what happens.
You mean you
Not
read
to
this
see what
one?
happens, but like, I can kind of tell if someone's like been drawing anything from it. So I do that and see what's happening.
I just continue to tickle. and
Alright, so
continue to
I'm
build
currently
up.
circling the earth. Jacob, I assume it's your turn.
I still sit. No, I'm randomly walking. No, it's sprinting. I'll give it sprinting. I'm just like sprinting across the ocean. So
And
y'all
that's
don't
when I
have
turned
to
it off, and I'm like, I can't do
I'm
this.
done.
Okay,
Yep,
that's what he does. Okay,
that's exactly the moment.
So I
No, you
all
gotta
I gave
keep
myself
out.
was that I
You gotta keep out.
I thought you shut it
by the
off.
current gravity of the plasma.
I shut it off, but you have to watch.
My move.
No.
I do a trip punch.
I'm out.
So I trip on purpose. Go until I'm horizontal, and you've got that punch there. This way.
Anna,
Oh, man, okay. Well,
I need help.
Come here. Bore through the
My
center of
butt
the
fell
earth.
asleep.
Not the exact center. That's
Straight up.
hot. Probably hot enough.
That's
It
I
is.
think you survived
That's
that.
the temperature that
but I
would.
also think you destroy the planet.
That would be the temperature if I punched.
No,
I would get
don't.
sick. If
I
I punched you like this
stop.
carved
Help
stone,
me, Ray.
I would burn to death.
Ray,
But if I
her
punched
ass
you the
fell asleep.
exact core of the earth,
Back
I
in
would
my
get
butt.
sick.
Here,
You're
stop.
right.
I
Don't
I
get my
smacked my own ass.
I know.
Harrison.
That's why I said hit your
So
own
you know,
ass.
punch
Bad girl.
right next to the center of the
Okay,
earth,
I
and bore a
understand
perfect
that.
hole through to be on the exact upper edge of space on the other side. And are you just still telling me?
I feel like
I forgot about
you
that.
didn't punch
That's
them.
not anywhere near as
When you
much
went in,
what you were aiming for.
you diverted away.
Sorry.
So what I do is I continue to go on my line, and then as I'm going on my line,
Still
I'll
hurt.
pass by.
Yeah, you would of course pass the
I don't
last
know.
exit
It's
hole,
a-
but is it at the
it's a-
same time that I come out?
As
What-
you're
you know,
going
what-
like down
Is
through,
it at the
Have
same
you ever
time?
done
I'm
those
going
or
around.
weird?
It
Like,
but-
no, like an actual
You have a
anime
straight
furry?
line,
Yeah.
so I feel like you
Right
come
around,
out
like,
before
like-
me.
Well, at the range where I shoot though. Where I
Green, I like that.
No.
Because I couldn't.
No.
Yeah, I
Could be.
saw
Furry.
No, I said I'd punch right
Like-
next to Similia.
Yeah,
So it's
so-
ears are super
Like
straight.
the folks that
Yeah.
spirits
So I
up
end
as
up on
animals
the
if
upper
that's
edge
it.
of the atmosphere
Yeah.
by the time
You're
I
on the
get
other
there.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of weird. I've seen those in
Unless-
the terrifying.
I wasn't
Because you
prepared. I
mentioned
thought
that
it
you
was
could
like
stack
something
punches.
cool,
You
and
mentioned
then
that
I
you
clicked
could
on
punch
it, and
wall
I was.
punching. Unless I just
You
go
feel
down.
like
And I'm just like,
stop.
like I keep
You're
punching
like,
as
I'm
I'm
throwing
going
it.
to
I
just
can't.
like increase my own speed,
I just.
so that I
That was the same
could
thing with.
potentially
Why
get
would
there.
you do that?
It was
You
too
wouldn't
much
want to.
because that's what was so bad.
Because
you could.
Because that's
Because
what
I could try and catch up
I
with
went
you,
back.
or better, I could
I'll watch
arrive
this.
before you did
Lord Jesus,
by like
please don't
super
let me
punching
run
like way
one
too
more
much,
because I know
and
there's
then
no
angling my
explaining
punch up
why
through where
watching
you're
this.
about to come out.
And actually, the
Because
lyrics
I can
said,
Well,
like
then who
predict
would
your
win the
trajectory.
direct fight between
No,
the
more like
guys?
after.
Very sexual.
I'm still getting that accelerated
the
rate
same way
thing as I
back
get
then.
closer to you.
Oh, that's true. So what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm trying to
It's
get
wrong.
What are you doing?
It's the wrong
Are you
time.
gonna mess with
It's
this
a
fight?
wrong
No, I'm letting y'all fucking shut up.
Yeah.
I thought you doing.
Okay, so
It's
when
a
I
long
get
time
as
with
close
her.
to you as I possibly
And you know
can
it's
as
like
you exit the bottom of the earth, I
It's so
stop.
towards
Yeah.
40 men.
Okay. I keep going and just plow into your
Is that the one where
face.
she's like, every time,
When I
her
stop,
top
I'm
is
trying
off.
to do
Like
like
at
a
some
big
The-
nuclear
the-
burst.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm still going
I didn't
exactly the speed of light, so you stop. Is it right
I've
away
only
to
seen
the
the part
surface?
where
How far out
they
am I?
get to
Like,
the house and
we
they
should
come
be
and
like
see
this
and they
close.
do that, but-
Oh,
And
I
then-
I fucking
Oh, right on her body.
as hard as I can, just like solar slow motion, just like right as I
As a
punch
lighter
you.
bowl.
And she's on the lightning bolt trying to go through into the lightning
Yo.
And then
Which
she
is the other side
and then
the
of course it
atmosphere,
goes under her
which is a
face.
mile up.
Oh shit.
That's my head. And so I just keep
The
going.
little video game.
So what happens? I punch you off, right?
I think so.
Secret power.
Angel
Secret
Beats.
power.
I'm pretty sure everybody's seen Angel Beats.
Yeah.
You've got to survive
Not
a lightning
I.
You need
bolt
to.
size
No, I don't.
of a human being going
Well,
through
no,
your...
not that one. Not that
Into
one. That
a
one's not
Angel
good for you.
I don't.
Or stop it completely. But if you stop it
Oh.
completely, then
I
you
don't
have
know
to
why,
go
but
full
anime
force.
freaks me out. Like,
Nuclear blast.
I don't know why it
Of like a
bothers
little
me.
man.
It like creeps
Little
me
man
out.
dropping
It
on your
moves
chest
really.
and exploding right there.
But you watch.
It's American anime. It's not quite the same. I don't
Is it
know.
the big eyes or the?
What about big
It's
dogs?
everything. It just seems unnatural. I don't know why.
Showtime.
I'm now in my...
Oh my god.
I watched.
Oh,
Like the
bullshit.
first every
That's
episode.
bull-
What about
You can't do
Ghost
it
in the
like
Shell?
that, though. I hit you at
Oh
light speed.
man,
You
that
react
blew
to
my
light
mind.
speed.
Yeah,
That was like, oh.
I remember I watched it
When I'm
on
going
TV,
light speed,
I didn't know
you
what was
know,
going on.
you react
Like
almost
shooting,
like
and then they
now.
start
No,
talking.
no,
It was like shooting
Light
while talking to
speed
her
is
like
faster than
this
not light.
naked chick.
Unless it's
Like,
secret power,
It makes
Hold on.
it so worth it.
I
Freaking
still
class
am
tomorrow.
trying to-
You survive lightning bolt.
Yeah, I'm still trying to use only my reaction
Okay.
here.
Yeah, I'm still trying to use right too also.
I'm
So-
telling y'all, y'all can
We
work on
need to
that.
have
Tell me when
like
I'm
the
needed.
schedule.
When
I
Jacob
need
put
to
me
like.
in the
Oh,
vacuum
but here's
before,
the thing.
and I got a little
And
bit
you
of a
guys
vacuum
really
resistance.
need to
Here's
watch
the thing.
that. I don't.
I am now
I'm
absorbing
in the middle
powers
of watching
too,
the show
because
right
you've been
now.
using absorbing powers on me,
I've been
so
trying to find
now I can
some
absorb
good
powers as long as you're absorbing
rom-coms.
powers.
I mean, not.
So I've
Maybe
also absorbed
romantic.
vacuum powers.
Wait, why? No.
Because that was my original defensive power.
Oh, that's right. His original thing from the very beginning.
No, it's reflecting.
That's
Falls in
reflecting
love
though.
with
I would
the
have
guy.
to be.
So it's
There's
back on you.
Yeah,
There's like a
exactly.
whole nother
So, yeah,
story.
so-
Wait, does that mean we're in the cycle of
I've been
spinning
absorbing my
energy
power
back and
back
forth?
because you've been
And
absorbing power
everything,
from
like,
me.
there's a-
So I've
there's
been
like,
boosting my
it
power.
does like
Hold on.
separate,
Can we
like
hit
you
a
never get
neutral
bored
point
with
though?
it.
Can we hit a
No.
point where like?
I was just.
We can't, because by definition, mine is the exact strength that was cast on me. What the exact strength that's cast on me is cast back on the reactor, and you cast your
So
thing. So I've been operating.
I
on
plan
that
on
the whole
being
time.
done with
And
my
how I'm
paper
like
by midnight.
1.8
I have a phase
times the speed of light.
Doing great.
And I have vacuum powers.
You got this.
And I have surviving vacuum powers.
I don't know.
Or at least
No.
partial
I don't
vacuum
think
power.
yours would get up, but I do think it would even out to where like there's no boost for me. Because if you're getting it,
No, 'cause I didn't do survival on vacuum. That doesn't hit you.
oh yeah, because I don't.
No,
trust
but
it.
it's on him, and I'm absorbing powers.
You
from
might
him.
be able to withstand it slightly longer than an average person then, because
30
you had it so
No,
close.
I take that.
They don't.
Maybe like, no, not very
No,
close.
30 seconds is
But two of them
average
control
human
the same
speed.
person. And
30. 5.
There's this
No, you
thing
got
that
I'm gonna
I-
go to bed. I gotta
You
wake
guys
up.
still in the
I gotta
house
wake
fucking
up at
vacuum?
6 just so I can get ready.
Do you want it to be?
I don't.
Well, I'm at the upper edge of the atmosphere
But
right now.
this one, it's.
But remember, the Earth still has something within it.
I don't know, it's
Which
funny,
creates.
this one, it's the guy.
No.
Which is bad.
It's-
So I
One
wonder
guy,
going.
Stop.
he is
And he goes for the
different.
punch.
Like during the day, he's
At
one
light
person working
speed.
out,
At
so
light
he goes fancy for it.
So-
He's
And you
like-
can't close your eyes
At this
whenever
point-
it's light speed.
And at night, he's like,
What if I say that when I stop,
chill, fuck you guys.
Close my eyes.
Don't be around.
and then
You
and then I
want that,
vacuum
and then the third
like
one is
your
separate
superpower fist
But he
with
has
a small
certain
vacuum. Let's
powers
say I
that all
absorb like enough from when you tried to capture
To create
me.
like a foot.
Yeah,
It's weird.
to make like a small vacuum
really weird,
tube
and
to try and
it's,
contain the
it's
punch
literally
in a
like-
So
vacuum.
you want the vacuum to go through your body
the
instead of my head?
one that,
No.
gets his body randomly.
I don't know how that
Because
works.
you can't
The personality.
stop it with the
It would
vacuum.
still be going he'd still be going
It
light
wouldn't
speed.
be
It'd be a
maybe-
fist, but
Well, because it would get rid of the nuclear
Smash
reaction
food.
because I wouldn't be creating fusion with the air molecules. But it'd still be a goddamn, it's going through your chest.
at light speed.
And she wants
Sounds
to
like
go
me.
out with him, and it's
So it just blows out my
all
back.
Uh-huh.
personality.
Okay, can you survive?
She's like,
Can I
"You're
survive?"
not him, are you?
I'm sorry, bro. You gotta be
It's like you gotta see the secret power.
Okay.
Okay.
Leave me alone until he comes in. Because she understands.
You apparently have a big side.
What?
It's my fist, then it's my arm,
then
then it's my forearm, then it's my shoulder, and then it's the rest of my body because I'm still going to the
There's
upper
a
edge of the
manga
atmosphere.
that's like that, but it's like
Yeah.
a guy and a girl.
Ooh, I
Every
guess
time they
my
kiss,
secret
they
power is
switch
gonna be
bodies.
like absolute
It's
panic
hilarious, like she's
mode at a
so
moment of
scared.
extreme
And
distress
so
where I
into it,
normally
and she
couldn't
like
react.
text him, and the
I
next
pause
thing you know,
time for everything but
Where am I?
myself.
Wait, where am I?
And
Fucking
And I
fuck her
get
shit.
the fuck out of
Okay, so
Then he flashes away.
the string of the punch around me
a few buttons.
with like my lightning or my vacuum fist can't create a nuclear reaction, but the rest of my body is constantly. The whole Earth is fucked because I just
Like,
nuclear
one has,
react
like,
through
cards.
there. Not as powerful
After
because
magic?
it's stop acceleration,
Now I gotta
but it's still like super small
You know,
scale.
it's this
There's like fires burning around me.
and
There's something it does anything, but the air around me gets really hot. I just fuck up to the all the way up to
I'll
the.
protect you.
Who moved it?
And she's
Where
curved.
did you put the
and
air?
then the layer.
What?
Where did you put the air
It's
of the vacuum
weird.
of the earth?
It's
Ooh.
It's
Stay tuned for more content.
It's gone.
It's fucking gone.
I've never watched.
I have 35 seconds, that's enough.
I have 35 seconds.
Because, no, I have 30
The whole world
seconds.
in a fucking
I have 30
vacuum.
seconds now because I just,
The whole
you have
world in a
45
vacuum.
seconds.
Yep, I put everyone in a vacuum.
No, you also have 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
We both have 30 seconds left.
Is there breathable air on Mars? Someone tell me. I'm phoning a friend.
No.
No.
Breathable air on Mars. The fuck?
Okay, so.
There's not even drinkable water on
I
Mars.
can't escape.
35 seconds
I
is
can't
enough time
escape
for
the
me to
earth,
close
but
my
I can't
eyes.
move the air.
Dragon cross.
Okay, I close my eyes.
I can move the vacuums too.
Okay, so.
Wait, why would I close my eyes?
No, it's your turn.
I have
You move
35
the
seconds
fuck-
of freaking out.
You move
I do the
no.
absolute panic thing. And I like freeze time.
There's
And now I have
You're
plenty
still in
of.
the vacuum.
there's a thing like
And
a girl.
and what is the vacuum going to do if the vacuum's not
Reverse
doing
There's
anything?
no air.
There's no
I
air,
love
you still
that
have to
category.
breathe.
Oh my god.
And frozen time.
Yeah,
Reverse hair.
because
You
you
just
still
extended
have
my
time.
life.
No, everyone
Yeah.
except for you is frozen.
Yeah.
So you
So you still need
my
to
life.
breathe, but you can't because
Airmaster was weird.
since you copied his, you can't leave the next
The
room.
girl, one of the
With
girls
your
in
thunder
there
punch.
has her boobs.
I can still close my eyes.
Yeah, you can still close your eyes and go into fucking space or something.
Okay, I'm gonna close my eyes. When I open them, I'm on like an Earth-like exoplanet.
And you're like,
I don't think that's
That would
fair.
be-
That's fair. No, that's fair. There are like
Eight.
exoplanets. Wait,
inches.
8.
what were you
Like, I'm
before
surprised that, like,
you were a
actually
superhero that
that
was
was
telling us
impressive,
to
but
death?
an 8
Because you have to have knowledge
Okay.
of
Yeah, they
exoplanets
go
to be
that
able to
high.
teleport to the right one.
I'm almost
Let me
gonna
flip
have
a coin.
It sucks.
Well, I mean, there are like news articles about like possible Earth-like planets, but the odds that I go to one that actually works,
Flip the coin. If it's
Son of a bitch.
tails, you lose.
if it's tails,
What?
I
Like-
lose.
Tell
Tails, you go to the
if it's
wrong
tell
place.
you go to the
Do I have to
fucking
Yeah.
flip it and flip it
Wow.
again, or just
No,
Just flip it.
However you
Okay.
want.
It's funny.
If it tells you,
Okay,
fucked up.
Like,
Oh, you done fucked yourself.
I'm very.
You went to
very
the wrong
upset.
exoplanet.
You went to the wrong, died of.
I
I don't fucking know.
Oh, let's make it fun. Let's make it, it has no breathable atmosphere and there's currently 50 continents on the planet. And it's a volcano sphere.
And superpowers don't once you've entered its gravity.
They go over my face.
No, don't do that.
Yes, you can. You can.
Anti-PowerPoint.
You laugh.
Yeah, that's done. You can use the power.
You laugh.
No, my powers aren't determined by
Fucking
I don't know.
fit bowling balls in them.
He's making a joke, but
Yeah.
it's now you guys. Okay, you gotta.
No,
like
for
this.
real.
Ooh, yeah, no, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm
You're
dead.
dead. I have to.
Can you crush a soda can before?
No, I'm not gonna try either.
No, but there are women that can.
You're on 97% of the fucking
I mean,
earth.
it would hurt. But like, no, for real, there are women that can do that.
Well, they get
The
the
whole
whole
Yeah.
the earth, right?
Come here, look, I'm gonna show you.
Do you
Look.
think I can boil the earth?
No.
If I
Boil
punch,
the earth.
There's not
if
one
I
that can
punch
do that.
the core of
He's
the
trying to
earth,
recreate atmosphere.
if I
Using the water.
punch the core of the earth,
This boob
Look,
is like
how
out of this
quickly
world.
do you think I can
I've
boil
got
the
it.
water on earth?
Woman crushes beer can.
And then use the boiled water. Then use
Oh, this is like
atmosphere, then
No,
actually.
just
something
it's
boiled.
actually
boil the earth.
She could crush a watermelon.
Boil all the water on earth. How quickly? Less than 10 seconds?
I don't think so.
Less than 20 seconds?
Listen, I doubt it.
Okay.
You're gonna have a hard ass.
You thought I was
Less
kidding.
than 30 seconds.
Dude, you're not doing it.
Okay, well, no, I've already punched through the earth once.
Boil.
Yeah, yeah.
All the water.
But before, yeah, so I punched
This
through the
guy
earth.
does a nuclear punch when
Is
he
this
stops.
Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
It's
fucking
true,
pretty
but
powerful.
that would not boil the whole damn.
Well, currently, to like Hawaii, right? The Hawaii.
I told you,
We can
I
have
freaking
Hawaii
told you.
and
I've seen
Vancouver.
the world's
And
biggest
a direct line
they're
between the
like
two,
triple
so that's a
Bs or something
punch.
like that.
That-
I mean,
that-
I've seen
that-
That was
that's
through the
triple
whole
record
planet.
book.
That
And then
shows
remember
you-
when I
But
went
then
we popped
around
out.
the
Where,
line?
where did we pop
I
out?
don't know.
Where did we pop out? We
Shouldn't
popped
we
out
have been?
in
Why
I'm
is
quite
that
content
like-
with
We
my
have
other
been, but it hasn't been
average.
significant to the factor.
We haven't been trying to do it.
Trying to do what?
Oil the water
Oil
on
the water on
Earth. But I feel like
Earth.
unintentionally we should have been
Understand?
already doing it, right?
But no,
We're trying to crush them under salt. That's your
There's
plan.
currently-
I'm
yeah,
using
there's
the
currently
I'm in a vacuum
a
though,
rip
and
through- There's currently a
Okay.
rip through,
No, wait for it.
Can I cast vacuums on my face?
No.
Wait for it.
I wouldn't think
Can I
that.
cast
Give
an
it a watermelon.
anti-vacuum vacuum?
No, that's not how vacuums work, bro.
That would hurt like a motherfucker.
Wait, don't you have another power?
I do, but I don't make
Like,
No, just
my
make it
boobs
his.
hurt.
Make it his.
I
Like,
can't look at it.
I survived in vacuum.
Like, ow.
I could have
I'm
done
also
that, and I would have been like, oh,
Okay,
well, I don't have to worry about this particular
I'm like,
thing.
oh,
Vacuum
like,
from
ow.
Hawaii. Then there's a
Ow.
one
Keep
from,
on your back.
let's say midway
I'm
to the other
protecting
end of the
you.
planet, so
That
that's
hurts.
2 punch to
Like,
like midway to
It hurts when
Brazil.
like I lay on my
We fucked up
stomach
Brazil.
like that.
So there's currently like.
This was way too lovey-dovey for me.
Okay, so I figure I'll have one more punch.
It's too lovey-dovey.
So I punch
I watched the first
Have you
10
read
episodes and I was
the
like,
exact through the center of the earth. I punch to the
And
point.
maybe you can get through
I
quicker
have 2
than the
punches.
anime.
I'm gonna do this, right?
Like,
I'm gonna punch
you just-
so that I could to the point where I could be
Yeah,
directly
basically.
across
I
from
mean,
the
yeah.
aisle,
is
the
it
starting aisle,
longer, does it go longer than the one on
and
Crunchyroll?
go through the center of
It
the
has
earth
22
3 times.
episodes now.
And then second punch, like
So,
big punch,
I'm pretty
like
sure the last
super
one I
awesome
read
combo
was
punch
like the ending.
through the middle
Like
of
the
the earth
ending of it all?
to the
Do they
exact
stay
middle of
together
the
and get
aisles.
married, or-
That'll take less than a second.
Please,
Okay.
just-
I'm at 29 seconds.
I'm not really gonna read it.
There's a giant ass nuclear
Hey,
explosion.
Hannah.
Anything within 200 yards dies.
He's
200
filling
yards?
the void.
Yeah,
I've had.
Can't we just make
Okay,
You've been
please?
sprinting for like
Downstairs, let's just go make.
4
Right
seconds.
now.
Do you have a pan
Wait.
to make cookies in?
I'm in a vacuum.
Kitchen
Yeah.
downstairs, or not, not.
We're not
The
using
entire
Radiation.
weight of the ocean
We're not
can't
using it.
Radiation.
I like how he's trying to.
Radiation can't pierce.
Radiation can pierce vacuum. Radiation is
That's
electromagnetic waves, and it can go
Take
through
the
vacuums.
dough.
I don't wanna.
That's how we can. That's how we can.
You're not gonna with me.
I am.
I still get my defensive power, right?
Do you want me to
Yeah.
put,
Yes.
Okay.
put them in a pot?
Oh,
So,
defend
this is
yourself
pretty good,
from like.
Straight radiation. Within 200 yards, straight radiation kills you. Okay.
Yeah, you need either.
Okay, assuming I
Don't you
can.
need impact
Soul Eater
protection
after
too?
trying to get into
And
it.
impact protection because.
Does the void protect you from
But
impact?
You don't
first
know what I'm
off,
talking
okay,
about?
Exactly the
first,
problem. His personal
you
life.
can't make the explosion because we're in a vacuum.
Oh.
No, the water's not vacuum.
Ideal.
You said just the atmosphere is.
Oh, okay.
So I'm exploding the I'm fusing the water molecules.
Here's the
I.
Are you
If I
throwing
were to
sodium in
have a
it?
wife,
No, I'm punching it.
My fist are too salty.
No, for real though.
watching
Have you ever seen
The water-
in water?
The water boils.
Badass. Have you-
The
you wanna
water
see it?
boils.
man.
the chlorine and the sodium and then re-explode and
Okay, wait. So I jumped in the bottom of the ocean with my vacuum.
Right.
At
I
the
don't know
beginning of the
exactly
ocean.
where you are. I'm just punching at the middle, like in the middle.
And the ocean is a mile deep.
Exactly 1 mile deep.
Cut your arms off.
And you said 200 yards, everything's fucked up.
I will
Yeah.
make you scream.
So I'm so hot.
No, because I went through the center of the earth, through the ground,
And then stuff it back in you.
At the bottom of the ocean?
at the bottom of the ocean. I don't care.
That's how
I don't care.
intense it was when I watched it.
Because I still have secret power.
Oh, and then he was about
I thought
to
have
do it. I was
defensive.
like,
Yeah. But you were directly attacked, so you have to use it.
I was like,
I have to?
Unless you can somehow convince me that you sprinted
still fucking
more than a mile
So many people died in the
out
game.
and not be hit by the blast of force of the ocean being split around you.
I'm upset. 'cause,
Exploit
like,
your
I have
vacuum
a-
thing and make like a vacuum
I'm thinking-
wormhole bridge
Oh,
kind of thing.
and also
Say that my vacuum
So,
connects to another
yeah,
vacuum
I don't
outside of
think
the
you
area.
can sprint that fast as regular humans.
She doesn't.
So what happens if I start creating vacuums in
Nothing, it's just a stronger
Are you
vacuum.
sure?
And he's like, yeah.
Bridge-
It's just
bridge
a
vacuum.
bridge vacuum.
Yeah, make a vacuum
Do that
tunnel.
in my life.
Vacuum tunnel?
That's sharp.
But it would have to be basically
And
instantaneous.
that's what he
I
does
like
to
how
pretty
it's-
much.
Because me cursing the ocean-
That's not the same. Hold on, that's not what it
What
is.
if this entire time while y'all have been doing that, I have
And he could feel
almost
pain, and he turned the pain switch all the way
instantaneously
up.
What do you mean
been
almost?
creating
Like
vacuums
right
that
in his
suck
chest
me up?
right here, right in the shoulder. And
At
in real life, he should
near,
have
like,
the band that he was
through the
using for
ocean.
reality in. He's
So you're going
Randomly through the
like,
ocean.
this is just-
okay.
As fast as you can think, pretty much.
That would leave a trail of vacuum.
No, because they,
like, because of the pain
I can
and shit, and I'm just like,
release those
and then she found
Oh,
out,
behind me.
and then she
So,
cried.
yeah.
So your whole thing
Cause
has been
like,
vacuum?
so it's like,
Oh, I need a wife.
I'm basically making a drill of vacuums through the ocean. I'm drilling through the ocean with a vacuum.
Like I had a.
And you have no idea what the
That's
fuck
water
I
on
am.
fire, man.
I
I saw the water catch on fire or
like
something.
I.
That was all of your powers. I have a power
All
now.
of my powers. No, I was using my vacuums.
No.
I was using my vacuums to suck
What
me
the
up.
fuck? Oh, okay. But you can't read the more. So you first.
I don't care. I've
you
got
have a
vacuums. I've got
inside the
vacuums. I've got the vacuums around.
Stay tuned for more
So the
content.
water's not coming into my vacuum.
primary.
Hey guys, we lost some footage, and I'm pretty sure we lost the context of what was happening.
Basically, my argument is that I got your absorption power, so anything you cast on me,
all vacuums.
I've been
Um,
casting you've been casting
A
vacuums
recap,
yourself
Earth is
all the time.
destroyed,
Right?
I died on an
But if you were trying to
exoplanet,
absorb me,
he is a vacuum,
and then you die in space.
and then he can survive in vacuums, but he also absorbs vacuums and makes vacuums, and then he's made of plasma,
If
but
you
he's also a
cast
vacuum.
on me, then
But he has a
absorb-
vacuum on his
then
hand
I
even though he's a
ability to
vacuum.
absorb vacuum.
I think the most confusing part are there's so many vacuums that like what even is a vacuum anymore. Hannah, how's your paper going?
You have to use it. Because
A rhetorical analysis paper, how do you think it's going?
Every time we go.
So it wouldn't be, you wouldn't be
Bad.
able to.
You've been doing what?
It's okay.
No, I haven't
It's my fault.
I haven't been absorbing that.
No, but I've been absorbing your create vacuums. And
My fault.
And they're talking about anime over there.
Yeah.
Until I got
And then that could be an anime. It's convoluted enough at this
Pretty
point.
much.
Yeah.
a couple miles of you on fire.
Yeah.
Yo,
What?
I absorbed more of your surviving
Oh,
vacuum
yeah.
powers.
That's what we've been.
No, I don't think it works.
And then, if you ever
can.
can, but I'm currently vacuum, right?
but
Which means I cannot die unless you use absorb vacuum powers.
Like,
Hey.
oh, you.
Jacob,
So you absorb-
we should have days where we get together when we
Hey,
play this,
bitch. Where's my cookie dough?
like straight up.
If you try to absorb vacuum on me, then I absorb the vacuum around you and you die
Bitch.
from deadly radiation.
Okay, so what's happening
That's
is
not how
I'm
you do it. When me
floating
and
around
Steve walk by,
space.
we're just like, hey, bitch.
And-
But yeah.
No! I'm not
And
doing
I'm
it.
floating around
Yeah,
space at
you
like-
guys
Sorry,
stay
I got
tuned for
scared.
more
No,
content.
because you're back.
I got